really hurts. However, if your hand is hidden so you can't see it while it's getting burned, while you're staring at a lifelike rubber hand, it doesn't hurt much.
Huh?
Kids, don't try this at home, but this confusing rubber hand illusion has uncovered a complicated relationship between the human mind and pain. Maybe leading to effective new therapies for chronic discomfort. However, no information yet on the effects on the nervous system from wearing a rubber nose. Follow me at Kikapalbo on X and stay tuned to The Technology Minute for more cool stuff like this.
Know someone with a drinking or drug problem? Learn how to get sober after we share these stories.
I was 35 with 2 beautiful children when my life and addiction started to spiral out of control. After my divorce, I went into a depression cycle and started drinking more often and using prescription drugs. After my second DWI and arrest, my ex-husband threatened to take our children away from me.
I was 17 when I became addicted to heroin and meth. I thought I could quit on my own, but I couldn't. It hit me when I was arrested.
Get sober now. Your private insurance may cover costs and we'll get you here. It's simple. Just call Elite Rehab Placement right now. Please, don't wait. Your life matters to us. 800-959-6348. 800-959-6348. 800-959-6348. Call right now before it's too late. That's 800-959-6348.
Have you noticed how hard it is these days to find something to believe? Nonsense is everywhere. But at SportsGrid, we put our mouth where your money is. Because if we're ever wrong, you wouldn't win. Get it? This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Scumbags! Rage! Sports Rage with Gabe Morency.
Rage all you want.
Let's roll. This is Sports Rage Game Day, National Championship Edition. Let's do this thing. SportsGrid on demand on YouTube. Sirius XM channel 159. Let's roll. Countdown to tip-off is on the Florida Gators and the Houston Cougars. What is a evenly matched matchup as you could possibly get, and the point spread basically dictates this and tells us this, doesn't it? We have a 1-point point spread in the national championship game. Interesting numbers that the Houston Cougars, 33-0. 33-0 when holding their opponents to 70 points or less. The Florida Gators have scored 70 points or more in every game that they played this year, except one against Tennessee earlier this year. They scored like 44 points. They had a bad night. Houston Cougar defense is definitely for real, as the Duke Blue Devils found out. Although I do think that that foul call on Flag was bogus and never should have been called, but it is what it is. Duke didn't hit any shots. Yeah, they hit like one shot in the final 10 minutes of the game. I mean, one field goal. You're not going to win. So I'm not going to call out one play, one call. But this game should be lit tonight. This is as intense as it gets, actually. 2 very evenly matched teams, and you can make an argument. Normally, I have a lot of money on these games. I really sort of don't, but it turns out I do, actually. Like, this game scares me from a betting perspective. Like, the total, you know what I mean? Everybody loves the under in this game. The under is being heavily bet, and I kind of get the feeling could creep over the number. Florida looked kind of like unbeatable, but Houston just find ways to win. And we had our Sports Rage March Madness bracket, and lo and behold, I looked, and I've got the Florida Gators playing against the Houston Cougars in a national championship, and I've got the Houston Cougars winning it. We're in third place. We got 20 people in it, so it's 2 dimes. It's $2,000, and 2 people ahead of me have Florida, and I'm in third place with Houston. So if Houston wins this game, I win the Sports Rage March Madness pool. Except now, I don't do it often, guys, but this might be a game to actually do it, where I don't love Houston in this game. Like, I think they can win, but Florida are awesome. Like, it's one of these games tonight, but I'm like, wow. So suddenly I kind of do. Like, I haven't even pulled the trigger on the Houston Cougars yet, but I got a $2,000 bet on them because of the pool right now, which makes me wonder, All right, well, I could just step up and take Florida now and middle it and walk away with a dime. I don't really like doing that. I do like Houston. I am leaning Houston. So, maybe I'll hedge a little less. But I should note, I'm the commissioner, so I've already gotten paid. So it's going to hurt, like, if I put out a dime or something on Duke and they lose. Be like, yeah, I really didn't need to do that. And I'm not getting anything back in return. I've already gotten it, which kind of sucks. But I'd rather be in a position that I am than not right now. I do have some player props that I like for this game. Bet365 has a prop up. Clayton Jr. to score 20 or more points at plus 175. I think that's an odds boost worth playing. If you can't get in on that, I think he goes over his 18.5 points scored as well. He's hit three or more threes in 8 of the last 9 games. All right, and it's 2.5 again. We hit the 2.5 on Saturday. He went over the number. So let's go over the number again. Clayton over 2.5 3-point shots made. It is like minus 170. And LJ Cryer of the Houston Cougars takes a lot of threes. He's their guy. He's going to take 5, 6, 7 threes tonight, and he should go over 2.5 as well. So we're playing Cryer over 20 points at the odds boost, but I like the 18.5, obviously. If I played it at 20 at the odds boost, I like Clayton over 2.5 3-point shots made. I like LJ Cryer over 2.5 3-point shots made. And I kind of want to bet the over of this basketball game. We'll bring Cam Stewart in, but Cam, the magic number of this game is 70. The Houston Cougars are 33-0 this year when holding teams to 70 or less. They just held the very potent Duke Blue Devil offense to 70 or less. They can hold Florida to 70 or less, but I get the feeling it's going to be right around there. Somebody just asked me my final score prediction, and I said 73-69. 73-69 for the Houston Cougars. Except, dude, like, Florida are awesome. So, like, this is as a toss-up as it can get, this game, man.
You're right. And I'm going to tell you something, Renzi. Congratulations, because you're going to win the pool. And you know what? I was
if
sitting
Houston
there on,
wins.
No, yeah. But the thing is, no, you can still hedge. But I told you, you said you don't like Edward Scissorhands. You don't like gardening. I get it. Here's the deal.
But this might be a game to do it in, actually.
I agree. Oh, it is a toss-up. But I saw one thing from Houston against Duke, how relentless this team is. And I think Duke's better than Florida. I hedged out, and I had Duke. I'm not going to lie to you. And I said, basically, when I saw things go downhill, I hit Houston. I'm all in on Houston tonight. I'm a Houston money line, plus 1.5. Alternative lines, minus 1.5, all the way up to 4. I think they win this game 72-66. That's my final score. I think they win by like 6 points. I like Houston. And I like them, Gabe. I like them more. I know it's like literally you can toss this game up. I think their defense is strong enough. I think they'll get enough scoring against Florida. And what they did against Duke, that really impressed me. I'm not taking anything away from the Gators. But Houston, Sampson, too, going for a first national championship as a veteran coach. There's a lot to like about Houston. I have the same bets as you. Cryer over threes, over points in the boost. He's my guy tonight as well. So I'm all Cougars tonight. You had him from the start. I didn't, but I jumped in. This team, to me, their defense will be the story tonight. They'll shut down Florida.
And I did have them from the start, Cam, and I've doubted myself a couple of times with them. I bet on Duke the other night. Mm-hmm. Even though, like, you know what I mean? I had them. Hell, I took Florida, too. And I'm like, I don't know. I think Auburn is actually going to beat them. Auburn could have. It was right there. Like, Auburn, you know what I mean? Auburn just didn't, they don't shoot the ball well enough. They're missing easy shots, just caught up to them. They miss too many putbacks and stuff. You can't, like, leave points on the court against the Florida Gators. Auburn just left a little bit too much on the court. Except Houston are more relentless defensively than Auburn are. They're kind of similar offensively. They're not very polished, but they will themselves to score the baskets. The thing with Houston is they hit a lot of tough shots. Like Houston are not like some sort of, thing of like their offense is very.
They're like a jail yard team. They'll grind you to death.
It's anti-analytical. That's what I want to say. They're anti-analytical in the sense that
that's fair.
They take a lot of mid-range twos. The Houston Cougars take a lot of bad shots. Like Cryer's taking these impossible shots, like these turnaround jumpers and stuff. They shoot all the time they'll often shoot from inside the 3-point line, but a tricky 2-point shot. Like they take a lot of bad shots. Like it's not it's almost like they accepted it and the coaching staff said, all right, listen, this is who we are, but we can out-rebound teams. We're going to play defense, and the math will add up for us. If they can get going offensively tonight, we saw when they played the Tennessee Volunteers, the Houston Cougars, they were that was like an unstoppable Houston team. Like, remember we saw when Houston three-point shots are falling early and they get going offensively, you're in a lot of trouble because you're really not going to score on them. So to me, this is the key for the Houston Cougars tonight. If the Houston Cougars get off to a quick start offensively, shots are falling for them, they get some confidence, I think the Florida Gators could be in trouble tonight. It could be an uphill battle for the Florida Gators. Florida are not the most physical team either. That's why I thought Auburn could sort of like bully them a little bit. They kind of did, but Clayton took over. This kid, he's like Steph Curry Jr., this kid. Like he hits the threes, he takes it to the rack. I think Houston's physicality could be a problem for Florida tonight.
I agree with you.
Florida's big man, the Australian kid Condon, he's good. He's not the most physical player. Like I said, Florida are more of a finesse team, so Houston are going to want to play some bully ball, rough this game up a little bit tonight. They got to be careful. Obviously, the referees and how the refs are going to call this is going to be a massive indicator in what happens in this game. All right, countdown to tip-off continues. Let's roll.
Corrupted, defiled, an empire in denial, forgotten, left behind.
I have 10 seconds to tell you about our rock-solid info on odds, analysis, and strategies. So let's just call all that the winning edge. Get it? This is the SportsGrid Radio Network. The new SportsGrid app is now available on iOS and the App Store. Experience the ultimate sports betting companion that provides personalized content from your favorite hosts. In-depth matchup previews, game and prop picks, live odds, stats, scores, and more. All in one place. And of course, on the SportsGrid app, you can tune into our live television and radio coverage anytime. On the go, wherever you are. Download the SportsGrid app on the iOS App Store now. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Do you use the expensive blue or yellow pills to charge your sex life? Are you thinking about it? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pills deliver the exact same results for less than $3. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. And right now, radio callers will get 44 blue or yellow pills for $120 with free discreet shipping. You can save more than $700 off pharmacy prices. Charge your sex life now and save a ton of money. Call now and get your 44 pills and save over $700 and qualify for free shipping. Stop overpaying and call right now.
Paid for by Steel Man Pills. 800-823-3851. 800-823-3851. 800-823-3851. That's 800-823-3851.
The SportsGrid Radio Network presents This Date in Sports History.
1958, the Dodgers construct a 42-foot screen in left field at the LA Coliseum to cut down on home runs since it was only 250 feet down the line. The team moved to Chavez Ravine when Dodger Stadium opened in 1962.
This is gonna be a home run! Unbelievable!
The Dodgers have won 6 world championships since moving to LA. For SportsGrid Radio, I'm Mike DeMurgis.
There are too many people addicted to their phones these days, unless it's to look or listen to the SportsGrid mobile app. In fact, you should delete all your apps but ours. Your wife texts you too much anyway. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Countdown to tip-off continues. San Antonio, Texas. The Alamo Dome. I believe I think my Michigan Wolverines lost the championship here, actually, to Villanova a couple of years ago, like 5-6 years ago. I hate to admit it, too. People were asking me, are you going to go to the game, NC? Because I'll go to some of these big games, and I knew we were going to lose, Cam. So, like, normally I'll bite. I'm like, no, don't think negative. But I was like, I'm not going to San Antonio to watch us lose to Villanova. I knew. I was like, Villanova are just too good. And I knew it was a bad matchup. Michigan in national championship games have not fared well. Like, they've lost, off the top of my head, 4 in a row now. 4 national championship games in a row since Glenn Rice and Michigan won in 1989. I bring Glenn Rice up because Clayton's had a hell of a run in this tournament. He scored 123 points in 5 games. Very impressive. So he's going to score about 25 points a game. But to put in context, as good as Clayton has been, Glenn Rice's record is 184 points in 6 games. So he needs to score 61 points tonight to tie Glenn Rice's record.
Don't say that.
I know.
Houston.
Clayton scored 62 points.
Oh my God, it's a miracle. No, that's what we don't need.
I just brought up all these records. I saw it. I'm like, damn, this kid. Because crossed my mind the other day. I'm like, man, this Clayton kid's probably. He kind of was where I thought he was. I thought he was around 120, 130 type thing, but it's not there. But yeah, he ain't. No, this is college. He's not going to score like. He might go off for like 25 or 30 though. It is Houston though. Houston, like I'm sure the Sampsons got a plan for this kid.
That's the one thing I like about Houston, Gabe, is everything exactly. Like if the refs don't call this game ultra tight, that's a huge disadvantage.
Yeah, but if
Florida.
these refs have a quick whistle, Houston can get into foul trouble.
That's the problem.
So we don't. It's not deep either. They play the same guys all the time. So
it's dependent on the refs for sure.
If they get in foul trouble, they're in a lot of trouble. Houston. Yeah. It's up to the refs. Houston are really good though at not fouling. That's what makes them so good. One thing with Houston, and they're kind of like a boxer, so it's something to be thought about here for the first half, guys. The Houston Cougar players back off a little bit early in games because they know we're very physical. We don't want to get into foul trouble. And they also like to save their fouls for the second half so they can just sort of like really attack you and not worry about fouling out. So it's the one thing. Florida, look for Houston like they're, Houston back off a little bit. There's been times I heard there was a coach talking about that, there was in this tournament. I think it was who the hell? What? Anyways, it was Steve Lapis. He was talking about this, about how the Cougars, he goes, normally they would have stopped that, but it's early in the game. Long story short, guys, they'll give up a few layups early. They're not stupid. Like, they don't waste their fouls. They're very conscious of, I've got 5 fouls to use. I'm going to use them properly here, or 4 to use until the last minutes of the game. But the refs are obviously key here. Strange start time here at 8:50. Yeah. If we're really going to start at 8:50, I don't really know, but I'm assuming we are. I mean, it's a weird time to say you're going to start. I'm pretty old now. I've never seen an 8:50 start time.
I don't either. No, I can guarantee. We've been doing this a long time.
It's always right off the top at 9. Like they'll start the introductions at 8:40 type of deal. They'll go to the commercial break and they'll tip off at 9:02 or whatever. But 8:50, weird start time tonight.
Really is. Like I looked at it too. I'm like, I thought it was a typo, and then I'm like 8:50. Yeah, you're right. It was always like 9:06, 9:03, whatever. Bottom line is, it's going to be a classic game.
It won't be 8:50, Cam. It's 48 now, and they're just started. Houston are getting introduced right now. So
I wish we could have bet on that. Like, will the game tip off at 8:52 or something? No, you just take the over. But the thing is, Gabe, you brought up a great point, and Tennessee's a very good basketball team, and Houston put the clamps on them. And Florida, sure, they're a little bit better, but you said it. If Houston shots are falling and they play, because you're getting one thing from them, big-time defense. In your face. Guys will get in your grill and rattle you. Sometimes they take stupid shots. You're right. But the one thing about Florida is they need things to be crisp. Houston can play with a more, how am I going to explain this? More like like what you said, erratic. They score kind of unorthodox baskets. They do all sorts of they're not that team that is totally, in the flow. They could do it many different ways. And I think their defense is superior to Florida. And that's going to be big tonight. You brought up another good point. If they get up double digits and come out and punch Florida in the face, that's a recipe for disaster for the Gators because Houston gets stronger. They can do all the things they want to do when they're up. That's the thing. And they came back against Duke. That's another thing. Like Duke, when we were watching that game, I'm like, how the hell? Here comes Houston. And they finished. So to me, I think Houston's a little bit better than Florida, Gabe. It should be a great game, but I like the Cougars.
People have continuously, and even me, like I said, I took the Cougars to win, and even I've doubted them at times. I'm like, I don't know, Tennessee are pretty good. Duke are awesome. If you think back at the body of work here of what the Houston Cougars have done, it's super impressive. They've beaten some really good teams. Hell, they had to play Gonzaga in the second round. Like, Houston did not have an easy path here. Like, every game like that they played was against a pretty good team, and truthfully, they won quite handily, with the exception of the Duke game where they were down and they had to come back. But they've won pretty convincingly all the way through, right? Like,
Gabe, what is it this week? It's the Masters. You know, it went to Houston. Hello, friends.
Jim Nance, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's Masters
Jim
week.
Nance was in tears after the game the other day. If you look, look, they beat Gonzaga. Gonzaga are a good basketball team. So you know what? They beat them by 5. All right, there was actually a push when it was all said and done. They beat the Purdue Boilermakers, who made the final last year. People like to pick on Purdue. Purdue are a good program. They rolled Tennessee. Tennessee are a really good team. Like, Tennessee throttled Florida earlier this year. Tennessee got beaten down. They just got suffocated by the Cougars, 69-50. And then they just beat Duke right now. So very impressive, and different styles of teams too, right? Like, Tennessee are very similar to Houston, and they beat them easily. Duke have all these, number 1 draft picks in the NBA first-round picks. They beat Duke. Gonzaga play the quickest pace. They beat them. If you look at Florida's path here, they didn't play as tough teams, in my opinion, although they did look at UConn. UConn nearly beat them, Cam. You know what I mean? That game was super close, 77-75. The Auburn game, 79-73. That was really close the other day, guys. Like, Auburn could have won that game. The Texas Tech game, Florida have had a tougher time, I would say, getting here. Like, they've been closer to losing. All right, tip off.
SportsGrid is available on the radio, internet, TV, satellite, and our mobile app. If you're not getting it, the problem's on your end. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
How would you like to get high-speed internet for your home for less than $2 a day? That's right. For about $50 a month, you'll get lightning-fast internet. Are you paying less than $50 a month right now for your internet? Then call Whole Home Connect right now for blazing fast internet at $50 a month with no price increases, no hidden fees, no contracts, no upfront costs, no equipment fees. It's a great deal. And guess what? You can try it for 15 days. If you don't like it, you get your money back. But you're gonna love it, and you're gonna love the price. Internet for your home for $50 a month. That's less than $2 a day. Plus, no contracts, no upfront costs, no equipment fees, and our 15-day guarantee. Call now. 800-797-1292. 800-797-1292. 800-797-1292. That's 800-797-1292.
The Technology Minute with George Capalbo.
New University of Ottawa research says if you're a member of the Polar Bear Club and like to take a dip in the ocean during sub-zero weather, you might actually be extending your life. This study finds acclimating your body to repeated exposure to immersion in cold water for an hour over 7 days supercharges cellular resistance, the body's natural mechanisms cleaning out damaged tissue. If you want to try this for yourself and you're not quite ready to jump into the Arctic Ocean, maybe just try a cold shower. Follow me at G Capalbo on X and stay tuned to The Technology Minute for more cool stuff like this.
Smart is coming back. The days of just picking teams based on a coin toss are over. You need the latest stats, odds, and information. Make a plan. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Well, duh. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
And we have tipped off in San Antonio, Texas. We're off and running. Played a minute and a half of basketball, 2-0 for the Houston Cougars. It's sort of a slower tempo. Like Houston are getting the basketball. They're setting up in half court. Nobody's hit a three yet. There's been a couple of missed threes. Early trend here, like Houston just got 3 rebounds in a row, but they also missed their 3 shots. This is what I'm talking about. Like, they leave a lot of points on the court. And then they missed the layup. There was the first shot of the game. They should have hit it. They didn't. They do leave a lot of points on the court. So it's 2-2 right now. This total, like I said, it was kind of tricky due to Houston. Houston are so good defensively. They only give up 58 points a game. And were they going to give up 70 or more is the key. 33-0 when giving up 70 or less. They held the Duke Blue Devils to 67 when it was all said and done. And the total of that game the other night, guys, was 136.5. And they got to 137. It won by half a point. I get the feeling tonight that the odds makers got this one correctly. I'm sort of waiting for an in-game opportunity. Like if it dips to like 132 or something like that, like I'm going to jump in. It's sitting at 140.5 right now. So really hasn't moved much. We're only a couple of minutes in here, but Florida are playing good defense too. And this is one thing, Cam, we could talk a lot about Houston's defense, but you see Florida are relentless there, trying to steal the ball. Like they had a steal, they got a near steal, they just caused a foul because of the steal. Like Florida are very good defensively too. That's why this total scared me. You guys know I like to pull the triggers on the over. I do get the feeling that it gets there, but just barely. Like it lands on 142 or something like that. That's why I'm waiting to see if I can get. I'm waiting to see if this number can come down. I'll get a little bit of value at least.
I like the under in the game personally, just due to the defenses. But if it does dip and like you're hoping for a big scoring run and you get an attainable number, it's something you're going to have to wait on though, because I agree with you 100%. These odds makers hit this one right down the middle. Like I thought the total would be like 138.5, 139, 140. Like these guys, it's right there. That's what I think the total is going to be. And other than teams getting into foul trouble, Gabe, I think there's going to be a lot of defense here and a lot of stops. So yeah, you need a run, and then you can get a good number.
So we'll focus in on this basketball game throughout the evening, but we do have a full slate of Major League Baseball going on as well. The Mets lead the Marlins mid-6 right now, 1-0. In-game totals 3.5. Even though the Mets are only up by a run, they're actually minus 750 on the money line. The Marlins plus 475 on the money line, down by 1 run. Cubs up 2-0 right now, bottom of the 5th over the Texas Rangers. They're also laying minus 750 right now. Rangers plus 2.5 runs, minus 210. Totals 4.5 in the Cubs-Rangers. Totals down to 3.5 in the Marlin and the Met game. We're in the top of the 5th in Kansas City. Royals lead the Twins 3-1 right now. Minus 450 on the money line. Twins are plus 320. Total is 7.5 in that game. The Toronto Blue Jays in Boston tonight. The Blue Jay Bats have come alive this evening. George Springer's having a great start to the year.
Yes.
The Blue Jays are winning 5-1 right now. Over the Boston Red Sox. Barrios has looked crisp once again. In-game total is 7.5 right now. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Red Sox have runners on first and second with 2 out. Pittsburgh Pirates beating up on the St. Louis Cardinals. I had the under of this game, and it's got over the number. 8-2. Pirates lead the Cardinals in the 8th, and somewhat of a surprise right now. The Washington Nationals lead the Los Angeles Dodgers 6-3. Although the Dodgers there's 2 out, but the Dodgers do have runners on first and third. And they're trailing 6-3 right now. This game is in the 8th inning, and the Dodgers, of course, lost 2 of 3 to the Philadelphia Phillies over the weekend. This wouldn't really be a massive upset, though, Kim. Like, the Dodgers weren't really that big of favorites tonight. Actually, you know what? They did close at minus 180.
Did Greg Frank call you? Did he? Hey, Gabe, you like my Phillies? Like, give you a call and like start to run against the Dodgers lost.
No, it'll come up tomorrow, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, Frank's in tomorrow. You'll be chirping like the Philly fanatic. I will say this, though, Gabe. Later on tonight, I don't like, you know me, baseball is a dog sport. It's been good to start the year, but I think Gilbert and the Mariners are going to get it done tonight. I don't like the number, but I just looking for a winner. I think they take care of business. I know Houston's good, but I love him as a starting pitcher, so I'll be on Seattle.
I like the under of that game, even though I'm getting burnt with some of these other unders. I like the under of this Dodger game. I didn't think the Nationals were going to score 6 runs. It was actually looking pretty good. Nationals just scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. The game was tied. Like I said, we'll see if LA is able to tie this up. And the Dodgers just did score a run, so they're lingering. 6-4 right now. They're still at bat. 8-6, Florida over Houston. 5 minutes in. Let's roll.
You think you know, but you don't. You say you will, but you won't. You think you
Attitude is everything.
Don't say I lost today.
Say, I gained powerful insight into why I need to pay attention to SportsGrid. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Football full circle.
Now that Penn State 8-1 price on the Nittany Lion because of all they return on both sides of the football. Will you be on the Penn State hype train entering 2025?
If you believe in Penn State and you think this is their year, I would not take a shot on the 8-1 price national championship. I'd rather book them at plus 340 to win the Big Ten.
It's football full circle with Ben Stevens and Joe Lisi. Weekdays noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on the SportsGrid Radio Network.
The Technology Minute with George Capalbo.
Winter's over, spring is here, and baseball is back! Spring training this year, 19 MLB teams are replacing...
Ball four, take your base.
With... high-speed camera algorithmic robot umpires used in professional tennis challenges for years.
You cannot be serious!
Tested in minor league baseball without much controversy other than tuning the strike zone. Just testing for now, but maybe next season we'll find out if tradition in baseball gets to meet the 21st century.
Kill it up!
Follow me at Capalbo on X and stay tuned to The Technology Minute for more cool stuff like this. Play ball.
The new SportsGrid app is now available on iOS and the App Store. Experience the ultimate sports betting companion that provides personalized content from your favorite hosts. In-depth matchup previews, game and prop picks, live odds, stats, scores, and more. All in one place. And of course, on the SportsGrid app, you can tune into our live television and radio coverage anytime. On the go, wherever you are. Download the SportsGrid app on the iOS App Store now. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Why is a horseshoe considered lucky?
Think about it.
It's heavy. You can't carry it in your pocket. It steps in things. Is a horse with a limp lucky? Give Trigger back his hoof wear. Get the winning edge. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Scumbags! Rage! Sports Rage with Gabe Morency.
Rage all you want.
Sports Rage, game day edition, national championship. I am Gabriel Morency. Sports Grid on demand on YouTube tonight, SiriusXM channel 159. We got an 8-8 basketball game at the first TV timeout. 15. We got 4.5 minutes played here. 15:05 left in the first half. 8-8 right now. We expected this game to be super tight. It is. The total is currently 142.5. Let's bring in a man who's disappointed his Duke Blue Devils aren't playing in this game this evening. But life goes on. It is what it is. Guns Picks in the house. What's going on, Guns? How you doing tonight?
I will say this. I'm half disappointed. As a fan, yes, I was disappointed, but I had more financially on Houston because I had a Houston future. Of course, I took a Duke future. But that Houston future was worth more to me. And, of course, I took Houston plus 5.5. And so I had a very good profitable day, but I had to sacrifice my emotions of my Duke Blue Devils absolutely choking with a 14-point lead. But, yeah, I'm back at it today. I love Houston today. I'm going to ride that ticket. I'm not hedging. Hedging's for gardeners or landscapers, as they say. And I just put a little bit of extra on this one. So, yeah, I love this Houston team a lot.
You know, I'm on Houston here, too, and it crossed my mind. I don't hedge ever. I'm the anti-hedger. But I'm in a March Madness pool, and it's $2,000. And I've got Houston. If Houston win, I win the pool. And I kicked in. I'm like, man, I should be taking Duke and or if I should take Florida and just sort of even this thing out. But like you, I've been taking Houston. I took Houston before the tournament, yet I doubted them a bunch of times. Like I took Tennessee against them. And I was like, wow.
Oh, no. Why'd you do that?
I have Houston. So, but I think Tennessee plus the points. And like, no, I thought Duke was going to beat them the other night. Duke were beating them all night. And I was like, yeah, this game's kind of going the way I thought it was. Like Duke will win by 7 or something, 6 or 7. Then they actually pulled away. And then, wow. People are talking about the bad foul call, and it was a bad call in my opinion.
Yeah,
but
it was.
when you score one field goal in the last 9.5 minutes of a game, you're not going to win, right? I mean, they just fell apart offensively.
Even with that bad foul, everybody calls that out. It's like, did you notice that Houston still got the rebound in that situation? So, I mean, you can say what you want about that one. That's not what made the game. I mean, Proctor not making his free throws kind of hurt them there. And just the inbound situation there, it's almost like John Shire just didn't. He should have called a timeout. He should have I don't know. I can't remember if he had timeouts at that point, but he should have set it up so he had the right players in that situation and get across half court. And not only that, just have the right free throw shooters in that situation. You're a top 20 free throw shooting percentage team. You have to prepare for certain situations like that. But Houston just out physical, actually just beat them at the end. And I think as we're seeing this team be actually the first 5 minutes of that game today, they're getting physical. And if you're playing in a physical game with this Houston Cougar team, that is detrimental to your team. So I wonder if this Florida team can withstand in a full game situation with this Houston team throughout. So we'll see what happens.
Not to live in the past, but just I think that Duke's sort of inexperience showed a little bit. They have a lot of young players on the floor, right? Mm-hmm. And they were in a big-time situation, and if there's one thing the Houston Cougars are not, they're not young. I mean, these guys look like they're 32 years old, like some of them on the Cougars. It just sort of caught up, and Duke, not used to being in super tight games like that, especially not blowing leads like that. So here we go right now. I mean, the guns pick. Can this game be any more even right now? We played 7 minutes, 10-10. What about the total of this game? What about the total of this game? I've been waiting for it to dip because I think I kind of thought it could creep over the number just barely, but I also figured let's wait for a slow start and then jump in when it falls a little bit. And it's currently 139.5 right now, but it seems to me like it's playing to the under right now, Guns. It's only 10-10.
Yeah, I think because you're seeing a lot of misses on this one. You're seeing a lot of physical play. You're seeing Houston kind of dominate inside the boards. I mean, if you ever watch a live line, it always dances throughout the game. We saw it even in the Duke game. It's never really an under. I was like, I'm kind of invested on the under, at least the first half under. I gave that out on my show earlier this morning. I said 66.5 was a good line. It's just because when Florida plays slow-paced teams, at least in the first half, I mean, they played some very low totals, and I thought 66.5 was a little bit too high, especially against a Houston team that likes to play a slower pace. But we're seeing in this game, very fast-paced game. You don't want to play to that level with the Florida Gators. We'll see if Houston can actually slow the tempo down and create the game for themselves rather than trying to stay up with the Florida Gators.
Man, it really is just unbelievable to watch the Cougars play defense. Like you said, the pace is it's a little quick, but the Cougars seem pretty comfortable right now. Like, I think if you're Houston, I mean, what would have been a nightmare start for Houston? That the Gators offense is clicking, that they're running up and down the court, and it's like, oh, damn, we're down 22-9 early. Florida haven't gotten this early run, which is a pretty good sign if you're the Houston Cougars. Like, Florida seem a little rattled offensively here.
Yeah, I agree with you. And that's a little bit of a testament to how they're physical inside. It's like if things aren't working out from outside the arc for Florida, it seems like they get a little bit flustered. And especially how big inside this Houston team, they're physical, they're veterans. Even when you saw that Duke game, Moliak, I don't think he had a rebound in that game. He's a 7-footer. I was like, this team can out-physical you like in every situation inside. So I think if Florida is going to stay in this game or have a big lead in this game, they're going to have to make threes. We'll see if the guards can actually get some rhythm on that one. But, don't sleep on Houston Cougars. Houston Cougars is one of the top 3 3-point percentage teams in the country as well. So they can stay with you in that type of situation. And, of course, you're going against the number 1 defense in the country. So this is the first time, at least for Florida, to face a defense to this caliber all season long and to match that very slow-paced team. So we'll see if Houston can control the tempo. And if they do control the tempo, what's Florida going to do?
Florida are settling for bad shots, and they're not close. Like, Florida just took a shot. It just, rattled off the backboard. It barely hit the rim right now. Houston are definitely have the early advantage. Like, if this is a boxing match, first round's going to the Houston Cougars here. They're up 14-10 right now. The Florida Gators just took a timeout, actually.
Got to settle
the
down.
Florida,
Got to settle down.
Yeah, that's what they're a little frantic, Florida. Exactly. Like you could just see they're rattled. And offensive, like, man, but Houston are just in their face. And the refs,
and Houston can do it the whole game. They can do this the whole game. That's the thing about Houston is like they never tire. Kelvin Sampson trains these guys like I don't know, like Army Rangers. That's pretty much how he trains them. He's like, you're not going to get tired
today
on this
practicing
floor.
diving for loose balls. Yeah, it was like old school XFL. He put the ball on the floor and two guys go for it. And and they're diving on the wood. Like that's the Cougars practice.
I love
it. Like these guys go hard.
Yeah, there could be like 2-hour practices where they don't even have a ball. That's that type of practices that they run. It's like you're going to be running, you're going to be gassed. He's going to train you so when you get to game type situations, you're never going to be tired. And the other team is going to be just holding their shorts in the second half with 10 minutes left while you're just like, what's wrong with you? I'm ready to play another 20. So, yeah, that is Kelvin Sampson basketball.
So we've been waiting for the number to drop, and it has finally moved significantly in the sets. It was always 140, 139.5 all game so far for the most part. It's finally moved to 134.5. I'm sort of waiting for a number. I want to jump in on the over guns. I'm not sure quite yet. I think Florida are going to probably even want to slow it down a little bit here because it's a little bit just too chaotic. Let's see if we can get a little bit, maybe this thing get into 129 or something like that. I'm going to pull a trigger. I'm just going to wait it out a little bit more.
129, good sweet spot. That's a good sweet
exactly.
spot. Right,
as long as we need 130 for the win type of deal. That's why I'm going to jump in. Let's just wait a couple of more minutes. Hopefully a couple of more possessions. Yeah. Houston have gotten stops the last couple of trips down the floor for Florida.
Yeah, I think Florida will find their shot.
Your home for the winning edge, but you can call it the unfair advantage. But don't take our word for it. Just ask a winner. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network. The new SportsGrid app is now available on iOS and the App Store. Experience the ultimate sports betting companion that provides personalized content from your favorite hosts. In-depth matchup previews, game and prop picks, live odds, stats, scores, and more. All in one place. And of course, on the SportsGrid app, you can tune into our live television and radio coverage anytime. On the go, wherever you are. Download the SportsGrid app on the iOS App Store now. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
How would you like to get high-speed internet for your home for less than $2 a day? That's right. For about $50 a month, you'll get lightning-fast internet. Are you paying less than $50 a month right now for your internet? Then call Whole Home Connect right now for blazing fast internet at $50 a month with no price increases, no hidden fees, no contracts, no upfront costs, no equipment fees. It's a great deal. And guess what? You can try it for 15 days. If you don't like it, you get your money back. But you're gonna love it, and you're gonna love the price. Internet for your home for $50 a month. That's less than $2 a day. Plus, no contracts, no upfront costs, no equipment fees, and our 15-day guarantee. Call now. 800-797-1292. 800-797-1292. 800-797-1292. That's 800-797-1292.
Sports Rage tonight.
Hello, Karen Top is trying to kill me. I just gave people a movie, a Hollywood idea.
He's a super nice guy, was very patient about questions and helping out the guys that were not at his level. So, I hate his act. It's absolutely...
But great guy.
By the way, when you're a comic, this is the worst thing you can say about somebody. Is he funny? He's a nice guy.
It's Sports Rage tonight with Gabe Morency. Weekdays, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific on the SportsGrid Radio Network. Seems like everybody has an opinion on how to do sports gaming, but consider your source. If you want to listen to your mother-in-law, that's a choice. So get your information from the voice of authority. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
We're rolling along your national championships now. All right, guys, I said we needed to wait a little bit more. I think it's actually probably the buy sign now. Florida just hit a couple of shots. They hit a 3. Houston have scored. It's starting to open up a little bit. It seems they're getting a little bit more comfortable on offense. And in fact, Florida just hit another 3 right now. The in-game total just jumped back up to 138.5. Right, so it is opening up a little bit. Houston have 3 fouls. Should be noted, actually. I talked about this, Guns. You're right about the cardio of the Houston Cougars. Like, they don't get tired as the game goes on. And another thing they do is they manage their fouls pretty well. Like, they'll give up a couple of layups early and stuff they like to have the fouls to give in the second half. They don't waste their fouls. They've done a pretty good job. They only have 3 fouls right now, but pretty impressive. The Florida Gators have 0 fouls in this game. I'm a little bit surprised, actually. I thought it'd be a little bit more clunky or demolition derby-ish, but I bring that up because we're not going to get a lot of gratuitous free throws in this matchup. Like, no one's going to be in a bonus for a while here.
Yeah, you said it best on that one. I mean, if they're not going to be shooting free throws, that's kind of bad if you have the over, especially early on. But we'll see what happens in the second half. Could they get a little bit sloppy, especially on the Florida side on the free throws? If it is a close game, that's what happens with overs. Is like, if it is a close game, you can probably guarantee you're going to get into the free throw section where it's going to make the difference between an under and an over. From a live standpoint, I don't think there's any value on this one. I was thinking, like we said prior to the break, if it got to that 128, 129 sweet spot at any point, that is a good buyback. If you do have the over at 141, or do you just want to hedge your under? It's usually a 10-point difference is the only time I do that.
So the Houston Cougars up 20-16. Like I said, they're playing pretty well, actually. I think if you're Houston, you have to be pretty happy the way things have gone so far. You'd like to have a bigger lead, obviously, and you'd like to start to get Florida in a little bit of foul trouble. But I think this kind of plays to the advantage of the Houston Cougars a little bit, Guns, that me and Cam talked about this before tip-off, that how are the referees going to call the game, right? Because, Houston are a more physical team. They seem to be letting them play. Like the fouls, all right, they've been real fouls. There's only been 3 fouls called in this game in 13 minutes. That's unbelievable. It goes to show how well coached both teams are.
Yeah, I think early on, whether they come out of the gate, they're going to let them play physical. I wonder if this is going to be an established standpoint throughout the entire game, or if the game gets closer and we get into the second half, it gets a little bit more ticky-tacky on the fouls. Who knows what's going to happen in that one? I know the referees are kind of more on the favorable side. I know they've done a few matchups with Florida already, so that's kind of already been somewhat of an advantage to them. So we'll see if that actually works out at the end. But so far, so good here for Houston. Houston is kind of, even with this Florida team trying to press up, and just saw it a couple times before that break, before the commercial break, that they're trying to push it in, and Houston is right there to stop any easy buckets and kind of control their own pace. But I wonder what's going to happen as this Florida team starts to get tired. They're not making shots. The motivation's not there, or they're losing the motivation. And then all of a sudden you have this slow, methodical offense that Houston Cougars bring to the table. And that may be a detriment to Florida, but we'll see what happens. So far so good here for the Houston Cougars. Kind of interested to see where this total goes, though.
How about the fact, too, they've held Clayton to 0 points. Clayton has huge. 0 points now. Yeah, he's 0 for 3. He's taken through all of his shots have been 3-point shots. He's taken 3 shots in the game, and I bet him over 2.5 3-point shots made. Like, I knew that this wasn't going to be a track meet game, Guns, but at the same point in time, I'm like, Clayton will take 3-point shots. That's what he does. And same with Cryer. I bet Cryer on Houston over 2.5. He's already taken 3 shots too. So I can't complain. Yeah. They've taken the shots. They just haven't fallen for them. But if you're the Florida, I guess you can look at it 2 ways, right? If you're the Houston Cougars, you can say, all right, great job. We've held Clayton to 0 points. But if you're the Florida Gators, you can also look at it and say, listen, guys, we're down 4 and Clayton hasn't scored yet. All right. So we're okay. But this game has kind of gone the way I thought it was, but a decent start for Houston so far, Guns.
Yeah, absolutely. I was like, but don't count out Clayton. I mean, Clayton's going to get his opportunity somehow, some way. Golden will figure it out, whether it's trying to get him.
He should start taking it to the rack. That's what he
Yeah,
should do.
I mean, that's how you do it. Is like, if you can't make the threes, take it to the rack and try to like make them, stay with you on 2 sets, whether it be dribbling it in for a layup or taking an easy jumper inside. Try to get your rhythm that way, and then all of a sudden the threes start opening up. And with Cryer too, they can't just live and die by the three, and that's the only thing they can do. Take what the Houston defense is going to give you. I think they're going to play very high on above the arc, so there is opportunities to slide by the defender, create openings either for your shooters outside, or if they don't take you, you can just take the layup.
And we got a 2018 basketball game. The Houston Cougars are now minus 130 on the money line. They were minus 165 right before the basket, so it's sort of going back and forth. Cougars are now going to be going to the free throw line. So, Guns, on you. We'll get you out in a couple minutes, but on the other side, we got a mini segment. We'll talk a little baseball on the way out. NBA playoffs, you got a Stanley Cup playoffs, and you got baseball. Now the college basketball is done. What's the next thing that you're the most into, like betting futures and everything?
Yeah, I focus a little bit more on the baseball end, and I usually wait for the month of April so I can get a sample size. But they call me Mr. F5. And I like to build up all the data that I could possibly build. And I've done very well in the first 5 market, but it's early on in the season, so I don't really have a lot of data. So I usually wait till May, and then I just start hammering first 5s like nobody's business. Right now, I'm betting baseball, but I'm betting more from a full game element, just finding a few opportunities here and there. And then when we get to May, my God, Mr. F5 is worldwide.
All right, we'll talk a little baseball on the way out with Guns 21-18. I got beat down with those total bets. Although we do have the under in the Blue Jays Sox as well as the Blue Jays 5-2 in the 9th right now.
Sometimes the winning edge just comes down to attitude, like telling the cop to wait a minute because listening to us is way more important. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network. The SportsGrid Radio Network presents This Date in Sports History.
1958, the Dodgers construct a 42-foot screen in left field at the LA Coliseum to cut down on home runs since it was only 250 feet down the line. The team moved to Chavez Ravine when Dodger Stadium opened in 1962.
This has got to be a home run! Unbelievable!
The Dodgers have won 6 world championships since moving to LA. For SportsGrid Radio, I'm Mike DeMurgis.
Know someone with a drinking or drug problem? Learn how to get sober after we share these stories.
I was 35 with 2 beautiful children when my life and addiction started to spiral out of control. After my divorce, I went into a depression cycle and started drinking more often and using prescription drugs. After my second DWI and arrest, my ex-husband threatened to take our children away from me.
I was 17 when I became addicted to heroin and meth. I thought I could quit on my own, but I couldn't. It hit me when I was arrested.
Get sober now. Your private insurance may cover costs and we'll get you here. It's simple. Just call Elite Rehab Placement right now. Please don't wait. Your life matters to us.
800-959-6348. 800-959-6348. 800-959-6348. Call right now before it's too late. That's 800-959-6348.
The early line.
That game by Houston was not won on Saturday night. It was won in September, in the preseason, with the practices, with the constant chaos that Kelvin Sampson does. It was won in playing close games after close games. Duke, when the moment got big, Ben, they didn't know what to do on either side of the ball.
It's the early line with Ben Stevens and Donnie Rightside. Weekdays, 8 a.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific. On the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Don't think of us as just a place for sports talk. Think of us like your favorite plate of cheese fries. A culinary masterpiece, steaming with gooey, cheesy goodness, packed with delicious nuggets of sports wagering wisdom in every bite. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Houston Cougars starting to feel a little bit right now. They've just hit 3 shots in a row. And in fact, they're up to their largest lead in the basketball game, 29-21 Cougars. It was 21-21. They just got on an 8-0 run right now. That's the thing with this Houston team. And I talked about it before tip-off. You remember, guys. I said, it's not pretty with Houston offensively, Guns, but I brought up the fact, we saw it against Tennessee, actually. They can get hot. You brought it up, too. Like, they can shoot threes. And when shots start falling for them, it's scary because they don't lose it defensively, and they're hitting shots on the offensive end. And then next thing you know, you look up and you're down 8 points.
Yeah, that was a detriment to that team in the past. Like Calvin Sampson had some very good teams, but the whole problem was they either just had like one score or they had no scores, right? This is a very different Houston team. This is a Houston team that plays suffocating defense, and they got 3-point shooters all over the place. There's just no let up on this Houston team. Even with that last three that they had, it wasn't pretty. He banked it in. I was like, they continue to just take shots, take opportunities, and let their defense, there's no mistakes with that team. Even if they miss their shots and they don't get the rebound, they play suffocating defense on the other side. That's been the MO for Houston all season long. And, I mean, there's a reason why I put a future on them.
Guns, we got a couple minutes here. We got 4 baseball games. Still, first pitch coming up. The Orioles, Eflin on the hill here tonight against Gallen for the D-backs. D-backs, -125. Kind of feels a little short, that price to me, actually. Total is 8.5 in that game. Houston is in Seattle. Seattle total is basically always 7. Gilbert and Wineski on the hill here tonight for H-Town. Gilbert, Houston are +140 underdogs. Seattle -165 favorites. Hunter Green, quickest read to 500 strikeouts, is on the road tonight. A great pitching matchup. That's why this total is 6.5 with Green and Webb this evening. The Giants are -165 as well, +140 Reds. And the nightcap in Sacramento, where every game went over last week when they played in the opening series. Now we got an 8.5 on the board with San Diego, King, and Severino. What do you think about the late night baseball card, Guns?
Yeah, like the late night card was what I saw. Like I think I had an early game. We already talked about that. I already lost that one now. Is because the Cubs scored 7 runs on their own to get the over. I took the under 6 on that one. But moving on to the later games, I like Baltimore on the money line. I released that on X earlier today. Yeah, I think with Eflin on that mound, and you said it. There's that seems like a short line for Gallen, and I tend to agree. I'm kind of looking at the line correlation on this one. When Baltimore's been a short dog, they have cash and they've won outright in a lot of those situations, especially early in the year. So I'm kind of utilizing that as just kind of from a numerical standpoint. And I think the books are trying to tell you a story that this Baltimore team can hang. I think the value's gone on the San Francisco Giants. I like them today. I got them at -148 on the money line. Webb's on the mound. They're playing at home, and this team's been kind of red hot, especially as a favorite of anything above -130. And then, of course, you got the Padres here. I took them on the run line. And I know I got it at +110. When they've been plus money on the run line, they've actually done very well so far this season. I think they've covered 6 out of the last 7 in those particular spots, if I remember correctly. So I'm just kind of playing the numbers right now. As it is early in the season, I'm still trying to build data. I'm a little bit hesitant to get in the first 5 mark as of yet. But like I said, when May comes around, I'm going to gravitate from the full game perspective, and I'm going to be messing with the first 5, so I don't have to deal with the bullpens in the 6th, 7th, and 8th innings and move it and all the way to the closer. So, that's kind of how I've been treating baseball.
I've been talking a lot about the totals in Sacramento, like in the offseason, hell, 2 years ago when we found out they were going there. And I'm surprised they keep setting 8.5s, 8.5s. And like I said, It's 3-0 to the over. I guess they look and are like, well, King is on the hill here tonight, but it doesn't mean, I like where you're going with the San Diego. Doesn't mean that San Diego can't put up a bunch of runs tonight. Right? I mean, this stadium has played to the over. I'm just going to ride it, especially at 8.5 there. Guns, where can people find you online?
Yeah, you can find me on all social media platforms. Guns Picks, GUNZPICKS. I'm going to be doing a lot of baseball content after the basketball season. I bought 37 units in college basketball in the tournament. I'm having an electric season, so go check that out. Check me out on YouTube, the Guns Picks channel. Appreciate you having me on, Gabe. Let's cash some tickets. Let's dominate the board. And as always, let's keep dancing.
Let's go, Cougs. Thanks, guys. Go.
You're listening to the Cozy Vermont Vacation Timeshare of the winning... the home of the winning edge. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Do you use the expensive blue or yellow pills to charge your sex life? Are you thinking about it? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pills deliver the exact same results for less than $3. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. And right now, radio callers will get 44 blue or yellow pills for $120 with free discreet shipping. You can save more than $700 off pharmacy prices. Charge your sex life now and save a ton of money. Call now and get your 44 pills and save over $700 and qualify for free shipping. Stop overpaying and call right now.
Paid for by Steel Man Pills. 800-823-3851. 800-823-3851. 800-823-3851. That's 800-823-3851.
The Technology Minute with George Capalbo.
New Roar University research finds unremarkably when you burn your hand on the stove, it really hurts. However, if your hand is hidden so you can't see it while it's getting burned, while you're staring at a lifelike rubber hand, it doesn't hurt much. Huh? Kids, don't try this at home, but this confusing rubber hand illusion has uncovered a complicated relationship between the human mind and pain. Maybe leading to effective new therapies for chronic discomfort. However, no information yet on the effects on the nervous system from wearing a rubber nose. Follow me at G. Capalbo on X, and stay tuned to the Technology Minute for more cool stuff like this.
Luck is a word losers use.
If you think winning is only a matter of chance, you must be new here. We give you sports gaming strategies and information that changes outcomes others flip a coin over. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
All right, we're rolling. Monday Night Meltdown, Sportsrage Game Day. We'll be with you until midnight Eastern. There's Jim Nance. Hello, friends. Jim Nance is a devoted Houston Cougar alum. That's how he got his broadcasting career started. He was the play-by-play voice of the Houston Cougars and Hakeem Olajuwon and, the big runs that they had. They always fell short. There was a clip the other day when Houston beat Duke that Hakeem Olajuwon was not allowed on the floor. Security didn't know who he was, and people vouched for him, too. Or other people are like, dude, he's like a legend with the Houston Cougars. He wants to go to the bench right now after the game. And they really wouldn't let him on the court. So I'm assuming tonight that's been dealt with. It's like Masai Ujiri when they won the championship, the Raptors. He got into like a shoving match with a cop. The cop didn't want to let him on the court, even though he was the president of the Raptors. All right, so Florida's battling back here. Houston went on a nice little run. They went on that 8-0 run, and it was 29-21, but now it's suddenly 29-25. The in-game total is sitting at 138.5. It dipped to 134.5. That was the low point. And remember, I said, all right, this is, it's not going to go down. We wanted it to go down more. We said, all right, this is the buy sign at 134.5. And as I said that, they literally hit a 3, and I couldn't get it in on time because my app froze. So I got the 138.5. That's what it is right now, 138.5. It's just been very consistent. Just fell to 136.5. Houston Cougars are 2.5-point favorites, plus 115, minus 125 on the money line. We bring Cam Stewart back in, and we just had Guns picks on Cam, and a lot of late-night baseball games coming up. Late-night hockey later, but baseball right now coming up at 9:30, 9:40. So 9:40, you got Baltimore and Arizona, Houston and Seattle, Cincinnati and San Francisco, first pitch, 9:45. and then 10:05 in Sacramento. I don't know why they do these strange start times, but it is what it is. Just start the games at these even, like, you know what I mean? It's 40s and 45s. It's confusing, but it's time to get the bets in. You got like 5-10 minutes here. What are you betting on? Baltimore, Arizona, Houston, Seattle, Cincinnati, San Francisco?
I took the Mariners. I don't like the price, but I still bet them tonight. I'm a big Logan Gilbert guy. I think they can hit Wisniewski tonight, Houston. That total's 7. It looks low, but it probably, if Gilbert does his job, I see like a 4-1, 4-2 type of Seattle win. Baltimore, Arizona, I'm going to pass on that game, probably bet it live. I'm looking at the Reds. I'm getting a nice number on my FanDuel account at plus 138 against Logan Webb and the Giants. I might take a shot there. Padres and Athletics. Michael King's a good starter, but Severino, he's pretty decent too for Oakland. That might be a sneaky under at 8.5 in that game, but we know what they're playing in that park, Gabe, so anything could happen there. But I'm going to probably take a small play on the Reds, plus 138, and I like the Seattle Mariners, 158.
We just had Guns on. He likes Baltimore against Arizona. I find it could be a trap. It seems a little light to me with Gallen on the hill here at minus 125. I would pull the trigger on these unders, but I just got burnt betting unders, and I got it. What's the total in this Blue Jay game? Yeah, okay, I got under 9 here.
Pretty soon, yeah.
It's 6-2 right now. Blue Jays going to the bottom of the 9th inning with the Blue Jays with a 6-2 lead in Boston. I'm going to play the under in Seattle. I'm going to stick just sort of with, the obvious here. I'm not like Mr. Wise Guy here. I'm going to go under in the Seattle game, under 7. And I'm going to go over 8.5 in the Athletic and San Diego game. Even though you do have 2 good pitchers on the hill, listen, it's 3-0 to the over in this ballpark. There's been good pitchers that have pitched before. It's not that many runs, and it wouldn't surprise me if San Diego. One thing with the Athletics, they got killed at home for whatever reason. So their first 3 games, they got lit up pretty good. It wouldn't shock me if San Diego scored 6-7 runs on them tonight, actually, even with Severino on the hill. So I'm going to go over the 8.5 there. I'm going to go under the 7 in Houston and Seattle. I kind of lean San Francisco here as well. They're smoking hot. You got Webb on the hill, even though Green's a badass. But I have a red season win total to the over. So I might just kick back on that. And I'll go with Arizona minus the 125.
Yeah, I don't
Arizona
know
minus 125.
Tonight. I'm not sure about Eflin and the Orioles tonight. It looks something about that. It's Arizona or nothing for me. Hockey going on right now, Gabe. We've been fading the Rangers. For all you Montreal, Ottawa fans, this is good news. Tampa Bay's kicking their ass right now. 5-1 final. This team is tapped out emotionally, physically. They look like they're done. Live hockey right now. Great game between the Blues and Jets. That total, they're in the 3rd period right now. I lean Jets in that spot right now at home to get a win, even though St. Louis is hotter than hell. What are we looking at the Jets? Minus 145 is the lowest I can find.
Blues have won 12 in a row. They're plus 120 in a 1-1 game right now going into the 3rd period. Total's 4.5. I did like the under 5.5 in this game. Jets are trying to get the President's Cup, even though there's a President's Cup curse. But we got a bunch of late hockey. We'll get to the picks a little bit later on. But I think you're right, Cam. I didn't bet this game. It sort of snuck up on me. I was thinking about the national championship more. But with the Rangers being out, the Canadians are on a 5-game win streak right now. And they've all but it's done. Like the Rangers are like the Vancouver Canucks. And it's kind of weird. Like
I would say the Rangers have less heart than the Canucks. The way they've been playing, Gabe, and I watched their games, it's embarrassing, actually. Like, I know they lost to Seattle, but Vancouver had a nice bounce-back spot against Anaheim. Then they lost a tight game against Vegas, but at least they're still
Vancouver will try.
Yeah,
they'll try.
They're brutal. Like
Vancouver, Rangers have been flat. It's fallen apart for them. It's been ugly, but they can't make it's done for them. Like Ottawa and Montreal have pulled away. They're going to the playoffs. The Rangers aren't. And here's evidence of their rollover. It was almost like the Canucks last week against the Utah Hockey Club. Still stupid, no name. So, all right, we're at the half, 31-28.
I'm with you. I'm not going to accept hockey club much longer. This is not soccer. It's hockey. Get a team name. I'm like,
they're going to be called the Mammoth. That's what they wrote.
Even though the Colorado Mammoth were a lacrosse team, I don't know who owns the rights to whatever. So you might know more about that than me. All I'm going to say
right.
is this.
The lacrosse team could have something to say about it if they wanted.
They're called the Colorado Mammoth. I know. That's the thing, Gabe. So What happened to the Blizzard? Did they got a problem with Dairy Queen? It's a great dessert, and it's a great name, the Utah Blizzard. But they were the Toronto Blizzard back with the New York Cosmos days at the old North American Soccer League. So I don't know who's the right holder there, but I like Blizzard.
I don't know if they pay off. That I don't know. It's kind of weird because there's other teams that have same names. Like, put it this way, the Las Vegas didn't want to be the Golden Knights. They wanted to be the Black Knights in hockey. Like, Buddy, the owner of the Las Vegas Golden Knights, was in the Army. He's a big Army guy.
Yeah.
And he loves Army football and Army sports, and it was a tribute, like Las Vegas Black Knights. But ironically enough, Army said they were going to sue him.
Yeah, so they took Golden.
He loves them, and they're like, that's good for you, but, like, no.
Yeah.
We're not going to let you, like, and I'm thinking, I don't know, you guys own the Black Knights. You're pretty hardcore about this, right? I don't know how it works. I mean, it was the same thing with the Guardians in Cleveland. They named the team the Guardians. It turned out there was a women's roller derby team called the Cleveland Guardians. I think they got paid off. Not very much. People thought they should have got more, but I remember I talked about it at the time. They did a good, you weren't going to win in court. The big company will always just crush you, and you're going to lose out. So I think the Guardian team, the roller derby team, got like a $250K or something.
Yeah, they said
which is pretty
take it
good
or leave it.
Yeah.
They're like, we're
like,
don't
think you're getting $20 million from them, all right?
Exactly.
You're not. Like, just feel them out, and you realize, listen, they're willing to cut a check. Just don't get greedy. Get the check and get out of the room.
Gabe, you understand, and I understand. Rich companies will just bury you in court till you can't do it anymore.
Yeah, they're being nice by cutting you the check in the first place, because they can just say, listen, go to court. We're buddies with the judge. He's a season ticket holder. Good luck beating us.
Exactly. You want the couple $100,000, or we're going to absolutely bury you.
75 or 125, whatever it was. It was like,
take the damn money.
You got what you could out of them, actually. It's pretty good.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
Everyone thinks, I'm going to get big money. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Because they'll just say your roller derby team, no one knows who they are. So, you know.
Being a SportsGrid listener doesn't make life perfect, but it'll do till perfect comes along. We're the home of the winning edge. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network. The new SportsGrid app is now available on iOS and the App Store. Experience the ultimate sports betting companion that provides personalized content from your favorite hosts, in-depth matchup previews, game and prop picks, live odds, stats, scores, and more, all in one place. And of course, on the SportsGrid app, you can tune into our live television and radio coverage anytime, on the go, wherever you are. Download the SportsGrid app on the iOS App Store now. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Imagine combining the exciting investment opportunity of cryptocurrencies with the power of artificial intelligence to maximize your IRA, 401k, or other investment funds. Listen, if you're looking for ways to accelerate your retirement growth, Block Trust IRA has market-leading strategies and solutions for all levels of investors, from $1,000 to millions. And they partner with Bitcoin Magazine's #1 crypto trading fund in the world to maximize your returns. Plus, their team of IRA specialists is here to help you roll over your IRA or qualified retirement account to the new world of cryptocurrency investments. So make this free call right now to set up your account and learn more.
800-434-5313. 800-434-5313. 800-434-5313. That's 800-434-5313.
The SportsGrid Radio Network presents This Date in Sports History.
1958, the Dodgers construct a 42-foot screen in left field at the LA Coliseum to cut down on home runs since it was only 250 feet down the line. The team moved to Chavez Ravine when Dodger Stadium opened in 1962.
This has got to be a home run! Unbelievable!
The Dodgers have won 6 world championships since moving to LA. For SportsGrid Radio, I'm Mike DeMurgis.
It's not hard to understand. There's a difference between luck and strategy. Luck is getting the last piece of pizza. Strategy is hiding it beforehand in a warm oven. Trust us, strategy's better. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
overtime, San Antonio. Game slowed down a little bit at the end of the half. Very close, and we expected it to be close. It is. 31-28 for the Houston Cougars, who I'm not going to say they've been in control, but they've been up like most of the night. It might have been 12-10 at one point for Florida, I think. It's been going back and forth. It was 21-21. Houston went on an 8-row run, and they really let them off the hook, actually. It looked like Houston could put a little stranglehold on them going into the half here with maybe a double-digit lead, and they're really tough to come back on. But give credit to Florida. Florida then responded with 7 straight points, and here we are right now, 31-28. In-game total is 134 and a half. Cam, one thing we talked about before was the referees.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, Houston are a smart team. They don't play recklessly, even though they play very good defense. But they stayed out of foul trouble for the most part. Florida didn't have any fouls, essentially. I mean, very, very few. 1 foul for the Florida Gators. So it was a very clean half as far as fouls. Now look for the Houston Cougars to dial it up. Like they're both going to want to dial up their strength. Like if you're Florida right now, they're going to be talking from an offensive standpoint. Guys, we have 28 points. This is ridiculous. Let's pick up the pace, shoot the ball. They're going to, he's going to dial up some plays, and they're going to be talking about, we got to get going offensively. If you're Houston now, they're going to be talking about, all right, we got through the first half. No one's in foul trouble. Now we unleash hell on them defensively in the second half. And that's what they did on Duke. They just dial it up as the game goes on.
Not only that, Gabe, take a look at the numbers here. Houston's 2 for 14. That's 14.3% from three-point land. Florida has an extra 2. They're 28.6% for 4 for 14. Houston missed a free throw. Florida hit them both. So leaving some points out on the board as well. I think that's very encouraging for Houston bettors, right? We're up 3 in this game, and they've been horrible from three-point land. Horrible.
I told you before the game, they're terrible.
What's this? And they're still winning. That's the thing. Imagine they could even go 30%. They're at 14% for God's sake.
They usually shoot threes better than this, but I think it's the championship, it's the gym, it's the stadium, it's a lot of things that are the defense that's adding to this. But the thing with Houston, they just take bad shots, right? Like they're not so much bad shots, but they don't have pure shooters. And they take difficult shots. So I'm not saying they shoot from half court and do stupid things, but you'll notice a lot of times it's a difficult shot that they're trying. Cryer tries hard shots, and there was a few, bro. Some of these 3-point shots. He thinks he's Curry, he's taking them from half court. I just said they don't shoot from half court. He has taken a few, and one of them just rattled off the backboard. Didn't even hit the rim, right?
I know.
It's whoa, bro. You got, what I mean? Slow down here. If you're gonna shoot, calm down and do it well. So at least someone get a rebound after. But they play intense. They're like a street ball team. It is what it is. I think both teams. I think if you're Houston, you're happy, and I think if you're Florida, you're frustrated. But you're only down 3, and you feel pretty good about yourself. So there's a lot of basketball left here.
For sure. No, I think it's very encouraging. But you brought up the most important point. You can never let your foot off the team's throat. You could have been up 8-10 on Florida going into the second half and shot horribly from three-point land and still have a comfortable lead. Now you're going in, you're 1-3 away from being tied in this game. Never take any mercy. Don't let the team come back. Get on a run and hold it. So, yeah, a little bit lower scoring. One of the Florida Gators scored 28 points at a half this year. Probably not very, that's shocking for them because they usually put up a lot of points. But, hey, kudos to both defenses, and the refs have let them play. We've only had a few fouls total, Gabe. None of this crazy stuff. It was actually kind of interesting that we didn't see more fouls.
Yeah, you know what, though? I think the refs have done a nice job staying out of the way, but the teams have done, like I said, they're both very well coached. They don't really do stupid things. So there's been a combination of the two. So 31-28. The question is, will it pick up? It's 134.5 right now. If you believe in numbers and you believe in the history this year, we talked about it before tip-off, the Houston Cougars are 33-0 this year when holding teams to 70 points or less. The Florida Gators have 28 points right now. It doesn't look like they're going to get to 70, right? They would have to, really dial things up here in the second half to get to 70. They could come close to it, but that's sort of a barometer here, depending how you feel about the Houston Cougars.
They're going to need to score 42. You think you can score 42 against Houston? That's asking a lot.
The candidate, Florida scored 70 or more in every game this year that they played except one. Which is pretty crazy, actually, that they did that. And the one game, they scored 44 points once at Tennessee. Tennessee and Houston are very similar teams, Cam.
They are.
I mean, like
Houston's a better version of Tennessee, as you know.
Houston, Tennessee, you know what I mean? Tennessee just, are lacking the same thing. They take bad shots and are not great offensively, but they held Florida to 44 one night as well. Similar type of matchup. And I don't think they're going to get held to 44 here, but they're definitely not on pace. And in fact, we'll tell you their team total right now. So that is sort of the key number for the Houston Cougars. 33-0 when they hold their opposition to 70 or less. And Florida scored 70 or more in every game except the game against Tennessee. And it's interesting. It's right on the number right now. 66.5 is the team total for the Florida Gators.
Are you kidding me?
66.5 team total, Florida Gators. 68.5 team total for the Houston Cougars right now.
I like under for Florida. That's a lot of points still they have to score. They scored 28. You're talking 66.5? That's 39 points to cover.
39 points.
I'm sorry.
In the second. There should be some fouls, though. And, in the last, 4 or 5 minutes, if they're down, it's going to get desperate. And there should be a little bit of flood of points late in this game. But one thing, when a game is this close, guys, you don't get fouls, right? It's frustrating. Like there's a rhythm to like getting it over with the fouls late. You want to be down like 7 or 8 or 9 type of deal. You don't want to be too much where the team's going to quit. But it's a problem. Like if you're only down by 3 and teams are down by 6, it drives me crazy. I think they should just foul. They let teams eat the clock up too much late in these games. I think you should just foul them, but, there might not be like a flurry of late free throws in this game if it's like a 2-point freaking game all night. No one's going to be fouling.
Got to be more than 2 possessions.
This is sports gaming information you can use. Expert analysis on odds, insights, and strategies you can literally take to the bank. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Know someone with a drinking or drug problem? Learn how to get sober after we share these stories.
I was 35 with 2 beautiful children when my life and addiction started to spiral out of control. After my divorce, I went into a depression cycle and started drinking more often and using prescription drugs. After my second DWI and arrest, my ex-husband threatened to take our children away from me.
I was 17 when I became addicted to heroin and meth. I thought I could quit on my own, but I couldn't. It hit me when I was arrested.
Get sober now. Your private insurance may cover costs and we'll get you here. It's simple. Just call Elite Rehab Placement right now. Please don't wait. Your life matters to us.
800-959-6348. 800-959-6348. 800-959-6348. Call right now before it's too late. That's 800-959-6348.
The Technology Minute with George Capalbo.
New University of Ottawa research says if you're a member of the Polar Bear Club and like to take a dip in the ocean during sub-zero weather, you might actually be extending your life. This study finds acclimating your body to repeated exposure to immersion in cold water for an hour over 7 days supercharges cellular resistance, the body's natural mechanisms cleaning out damaged tissue. If you want to try this for yourself and you're not quite ready to jump into the Arctic Ocean, maybe just try a cold shower. Follow me at G Capalbo on X and stay tuned to The Technology Minute for more cool stuff like this.
It's more than just odds. It's more than just matchups and lineups.
It's everything.
All of it blending together to give you the complete picture. And you'll only get it right here on the home of the winning edge. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Well, Unfortunately, this is it. There's no more tournaments. God bless them. There was a million of them. WNITs, WBITs, Crown of the Court, and everything else in between. That Crown of the Court tournament was pretty good, actually. Nebraska ended up getting it done. We did well betting on that tournament. It was a nice little addition. I actually liked the start times that they did. It was smart of them to start it late like that. The other tournaments get buried. Like the NIT gets buried because they're playing the day before, the day after, earlier in the day of these NCAA games. And you're sort of, like the Crown of the Court was perfect the other day. It was almost like, it was like the college football playoff day. And you have like a bowl game on earlier in the day. It was sort of like an appetizer. It was like, Nebraska and UCF are playing in the final here. And then you're going to have, you got more games on. And, on Saturday, you had their Final Four leading into the Final Four. So it was good stuff. Congratulations. There was a little bit of chaos with people betting on the tournament that were allowed to, that weren't allowed to, and whatnot. I'm sure they'll get that worked out for last year. I thought Gus Johnson, though, I like Gus Johnson, but he talked about the money too much during the game. Like every time somebody would hit a shot over the weekend, at $100,000 of NIL, it's like, bro, we know, we get it, like, we know they're playing for money. But like every shot like that they made, it was like, oh, they're a step closer. It's like, dude, it's not even that much money. Each kid's getting $15K in an NIL package or whatever. Like
Gus gets fired up a lot. That's the thing. Like, when you're watching the game, like he's always fired up. Good call, Morency. I agree with you. It's like, dude, you're right. It's not like you're playing.
We talked about the money too much. Like if I was the teams, even the school or everybody, I'd be like, just call the game, bro. Like, we know, like, you know what I mean? You could have brought it up. Like even the TBT tournament, every shot, they don't talk. Oh, there's $1 million on the line. We know there's $1 million on the line. That's the other tournament. We know there's $1 million on the line. So the same thing with this. I don't know. I just seemed to like cheapen it a little. It was like tacky. It was like American Gladiator or something. It was like a game show. Oh, there's 50,000. It was like, dude, like,
it's like American Gladiators.
It was tacky that he like from a broadcasting perspective, like
you're right.
I'm not one to tell Gus Johnson what to do. He's more successful than I am. But if I was his boss, I would tell him, lay off the NIL stuff, bro. Like you brought it up 72 times. Right, just talk about the game. Like you don't have to hear about like they're making money. We know it's $400K. Who cares? It's only $400,000 anyways. So that's what the winning team got, $400K. But it was an entertaining tournament, and a lot of those games went over. That's the fun thing about these tournaments. They're like bowl games. Teams are just going to sort of get after it. All right, the Winnipeg Jets have taken a 2-1 lead right now. 8 minutes left in the hockey game. In-game total is still 4.5 right now. The Blues, who have won 12 in a row, and we should note the Blues have been up against it a bunch of times where they've been losing in the last minute and stuff, and they've come back. The Blues are plus 650 right now. You got 8.5 minutes left, and they're plus 650 to come back. The Jets are 11-1, which is insane.
It is insane, but you said it, Gabe. They've been hanging on by a thread with Detroit, with all these other teams. The Jets are a different beast. They're at home. They're better. But you know what? You're right. The number's way too big, but the Blues have been very good to us, but tonight it's just one of those things. I know you and Merrill tell me not to catch a falling knife, but I did tonight. And hopefully I might catch the knife if the Jets win, but the Blues have been absolutely stellar. It's a good number.
Kansas City Royals up 4-1 on the Twins right now. Bottom of the 8th inning. Baltimore scored a run early here. It's 1-0 Baltimore. They scored a run in the first inning, and they're already batting in the second again. So 1-0 there. Scoreless, bottom of the first inning. The Mariners do have a runner on second base, but there's 2 out in Houston and Seattle. You got Gilbert on the hill here tonight. Scoreless in San Francisco right now. Top of the second inning with the Reds and the Giants. And San Diego and Sacramento, the Athletics. They don't call them Sacramento, but they are Sacramento, the Athletics. Total 8.5. Like I said, guys, we're 3-0 to the over in this stadium. I'm just going to keep riding this. We expected this stadium to play to the over, and it has. And the odds makers really haven't adjusted all that much. I think because they think, well, you got good hitters on the good pitchers on the hill here tonight. But I don't know, man. It feels a little light to me. You look at their home games, they played against the Cubs. They lost 18-3, 7-4, and 10-2 at home. They're coming off a 12-5 loss. They're an over machine.
Left or dead.
They get lit up.
Luck is winning the lottery. Strategy is settling your divorce before cashing in the tickets. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Get the winning edge. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network. Sports Rage tonight.
Hello, Karen Top is trying to kill me. I just gave people a movie, a Hollywood idea.
He's a super nice guy, was very patient about questions and helping out the guys that were not at his level. So, you know, I hate his act. It's absolutely...
But great guy.
By the way, when you're a comic, that's the worst thing you can say about somebody. Is he funny? He's a nice guy.
It's Sports Rage tonight with Gabe Morency. Weekdays, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific on the SportsGrid Radio Network.
The Technology Minute with George Capalbo.
Winter's over, spring is here, and baseball is back! Spring training this year, 19 MLB teams are replacing...
Ball four, take your base.
With... high-speed camera algorithmic robot umpires used in professional tennis challenges for years.
You cannot be serious!
Tested in minor league baseball without much controversy other than tuning the strike zone. Just testing for now, but maybe next season we'll find out if tradition in baseball gets to meet the 21st century. Follow me at Capalbo on X and stay tuned to The Technology Minute for more cool stuff like this. Play ball.
The new SportsGrid app is now available on iOS and the App Store. Experience the ultimate sports betting companion that provides personalized content from your favorite hosts. In-depth matchup previews, game and prop picks, live odds, stats, scores, and more. All in one place. And of course, on the SportsGrid app, you can tune into our live television and radio coverage anytime. On the go, wherever you are. Download the SportsGrid app on the iOS App Store now. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. There's a fine line between being smart and being a smart. Smart is listening to SportsGrid to get sports gaming strategies and information on daily sporting events. The smart is blaming your losses on bad genes. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Scumbags! Rage! Sports Rage with Gabe Morency.
Rage all you want.
Let's roll. This is Sports Rage, game day edition. The pitch to players, the hustlers, the people, the busters, everybody else in between. Let's do this thing. Sirius XM channel 159, SportsGrid on demand on YouTube tonight. I'm sure there's some people tuning in, just like normal. Actually, this is when we'd normally be starting the show. We weren't going to have a show tonight, actually, but we've done these YouTube specials for most championship games. We didn't for the Super Bowl. And I'm kind of glad we didn't because it took me like 16 hours. The flight killed me and stuff. Exactly. I was thinking about doing it. I was going to be like, how come we're not doing the Super Bowl? I said we should do it. We did the playoffs, so we might as well do the Super Bowl. But the thing is, Cam, I didn't get back until like 2 a.m. They lost my luggage. I wasn't in the mood, bro. Like,
no, I'm with you. No, that's the thing.
I woke up like that Super Bowl Sunday. I was dead. Like I didn't go anywhere. I had sat in the dark watching the Super Bowl this year.
I didn't even know we were doing this tonight. I went out and had a bender on Saturday night. I don't even remember. I didn't have a blackout, Gabe. I don't remember getting home. I don't remember anything after the Houston Duke game. I don't remember. There's a chunk of my memory that's gone. I go, did I get a ride home? Did I Uber? Where am I? And then I wake up. There's money all over the floor. My floor is soaked. There's things that are all missing. It's I thought there was a burglar there. When I went up and go to the bathroom, I'm like, who's here? Who's here? I'm yelling. I go, okay, my computer's still here. That's good.
If you added up all the times I don't remember, it'd be a problem. I've lost years of my life probably.
I can write a damn book. It's War and Peace. Me too.
Days lost. It's
I'm we're working tonight? Oh, geez, I better go have a nap. I'm just
so we're doing this for the people. We're men of the people. It wasn't supposed to be a show today, and exactly. We got a text today. Even me, I went pretty hard over the weekend. I was like, oh God. I actually told someone was surprised I wasn't on. I said, no, I'm not actually on tonight because there's a championship game. They got special coverage. Then I thought to myself, I was like, I haven't looked at my phone in a little while. I look at my phone, there's a message. I'm like, oh, I guess we are doing this.
Yeah, I texted Cardano. I go, what's the deal? And then he's like, whatever. And then he got back to me. He said, we're doing the show. We're gonna do it like old school that we did with the football. The 8 till midnight show. I'm like, okay, we're fine.
People like the YouTube, so we got people in our YouTube chat. Yeah, it's kind of sudden out of the blue. So here we are right now. So we're gonna be with you until midnight. The second half is started, guys. It was 31-28 at the half. Cryer has hit another 3. Our props aren't looking great in this game because Clayton's not doing anything. Clayton is now 0 for 4 from three-point land. Clayton still does not have any points in this game. That's wild.
He's not going to get 62, Gabe. I can tell you that.
He's not breaking the record. Glenn Rice is going to light a cigar. Glenn Rice is he's comfortable.
Exactly.
I don't really, off the top of my head, I don't know who's come closest. I can look it up. No one's really threatened it, though. I'm thinking maybe like 10 years ago, I kind of remember somebody. I was like, yeah, this guy's kind of got a lot of points, but it's pretty hard, bro. 184, you got to average 31 points a game in 6 games to beat him.
That's crazy.
In a modern college basketball, like 25 is a big game. You know what I mean? 23, like, you know what I mean? Like, guys don't, 30's massive in college. Like, whoa, he scored 30 points. You don't get those 55 point outages and stuff like that in college basketball.
Gabe, too, he's probably the most popular prop bet tonight because he's a guy that's on fire. Like the books are sitting there
of course. I fell for the stupid odds boost with him. Yep. I fell for it. Well, instead of playing the 18.5 points, I was like, all right, it's plus 175 for over 20 or more. So it was a 1.5 more. I did play his over 2.5 3-point shots made. He's made 3 or more 3-point shots, guys, in 8 of his last 9 games. So this is strange for him, but it's also a testament to how good the Houston Cougars are defensively. But we took Cryer of the Houston Cougars over 2.5 3-point shots made as well. He's now 2 for 7 from the field. So one more from Cryer, and we'll split that prop at least. I could sort of live with that. There's just a technical foul. The Houston Cougars are shooting free throws right now, and they're up by 7 again. Like I said, they've been up all game, man. They got an 8-point lead. They sort of coughed it up a little bit. Florida cut it to 3, but here they go again, pulling away. Houston have been in control of this basketball game. Now 37-30 for the Houston Cougars.
Got to hit your
in-game
free throws,
total, 133.5. Yeah,
it's a little thing, but they're shooting. Imagine this team could shoot, Gabe. They'd be up a hell of a lot more. And yeah, let's cry this one home. I'm on Cryer too with you. He's the one prop that I actually hit pretty hard for MVP and everything else. So if Houston wins, Cryer's probably going to be that guy. I think he's minus 200 now on our book. But yeah, I don't like.
He
to
was
see these
plus
guys
170, like a tip-off in that neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Yeah.
So it's a little bit better money than the money line. Little bit better money on the money line. But Florida are now, listen, they're going to have to get it together here. And there's another 3-ball for the Houston Cougars. Houston's starting to feel it right now. Houston are now up 40-30. 40-30. Now, with this score here, this is going to pick up the pace of the game a little bit. Florida are going to not have a choice but to really just say, we've got to start pushing the tempo, and we've got to start taking more shots. And they have to play better defense as well. And there it is, LJ Cryer, his 3rd 3-point shot of the game. He's now 3 for 8, so we hit that prop. It was minus 140. So it wasn't like it was some big plus money bet or something, but 3 for 8, he's up to 12 points right now. He's not the leading scorer in the game. Will Richard is the leading scorer of the game of the Florida Gators. And Florida really, really struggling offensively. Condon's doing his thing. You can't really ask much more from him. He's got 8 points and 5 rebounds. But Will Richard's got 14 points. Clayton's got 0 points. Martin's another key player for them. He's only got 2 points right now. Their bench guys only have 4 points coming off the bench. Florida are really having a hard time with this defense that the Houston Cougars are rolling at them right now.
You're right, Gabe. Look at Houston's bench too. They got Francis. He's got a 6 spot. Wilson 7, 13 right there, and they have other guys on Florida. Those 2 guys are scoring them by 9 points. So yeah, Houston's bench better. Cryer, I have Cryer for over
Clayton.
Points in the game too. That'd be huge.
Clayton's rattled. He just came in and threw the ball away to nobody here. Now they just turned the ball over again. Houston's got him rattled. All right, we got Joe Madden coming up in a couple of minutes, actually, here. So NHL hockey, You got the Oilers and the Ducks, Kraken and Kings, and Flames and Sharks tonight. So, in other words, I don't know, I guess what is anyone really playing here for tonight? I guess Edmonton are they still battling for home ice? Not really. We pretty much have 3 meaningless games on the board here, Cam.
Oh, Calgary, I still think after watching Calgary, we were on when they beat Anaheim.
Yeah, they haven't quit Calgary on the season. They're unlike the Rangers and stuff. No, they do play hard.
So the question is,
they're not going to make the playoffs, though.
No, they're not, but they're battling, which I appreciate. Do I lay the 1.5 with Calgary? Do we put a parlay together? You know, me and SJ Sharkey, we're friends, but, Calgary is just a team that I think will go in there and take care of business. The problem is they're minus 220 on the money line. Edmonton and Anaheim, that line looks a little bit light. It could be a trap with the Ducks. I don't know. Seattle and LA. Seattle's actually been playing better, Gabe. They beat Vancouver 5-0. That we talked about Shane Wright. He's had a nice little end to his season right there. He's starting to play like the draft pick he should, and the kid's got some skills. I don't want to be laying 250 with LA, so I don't know really what to do with the NHL. It's very tough right now.
Big favorites tonight.
Yeah.
Big prices in these games. So the Calgary Flames are minus 220 road favorites in San Jose. The total is 6. You know what? I'm going to say it. Let's go over 1.5 in the first period. Calgary, San Jose. Over 1.5 in the first period of Edmonton and Anaheim as well. I don't really love the over 1.5 in the first period of the Kraken and Kings, even though I could probably hit. But I'm going to play the over 1.5, Cam, in the first period of Calgary, San Jose, and Edmonton and Anaheim.
I kind of like where you're going with that. I wouldn't be surprised if 2 or 3 out of the games actually hit that number. I'm not going too hard on hockey, even though it's been a good night with the Rangers. If the Winnipeg Jets can cap this off, it'll be fantastic. But, Gabe, every time I try to put these money line chalk parlays together, there's a leg that'll get you. So I kind of like the way you're attacking the board. Just do it early. Let's like a horse race. I don't want to be around all night. Just give me 20 minutes of hockey and see what happens.
All right, we'll get Joe Madden's NHL picks. Cam will rejoin us as well a little bit later on. George Kurtz will step up, and then Sports Rage Game Day continues. Bring it.
Winning isn't a mystery. It requires strategy, a plan, and a few hours a week listening to us. So stop freaking out. Get the winning edge. Keep it here on the SportsGrid Radio Network. The new SportsGrid app is now available on iOS and the App Store. Experience the ultimate sports betting companion that provides personalized content from your favorite hosts. In-depth matchup previews, game and prop picks, live odds, stats, scores, and more. All in one place. And of course, on the SportsGrid app, you can tune into our live television and radio coverage anytime, on the go, wherever you are. Download the SportsGrid app on the iOS App Store now. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Imagine combining the exciting investment opportunity of cryptocurrencies with the power of artificial intelligence to maximize your IRA, 401k, or other investment funds. Listen, if you're looking for ways to accelerate your retirement growth, Block Trust IRA has market-leading strategies and solutions for all levels of investors, from $1,000 to millions. And they partner with Bitcoin Magazine's #1 crypto trading fund in the world to maximize your returns. Plus, their team of IRA specialists is here to help you roll over your IRA or qualified retirement account to the new world of cryptocurrency investments. So make this free call right now to set up your account and learn more.
800-434-5313. 800-434-5313. 800-434-5313. That's 800-434-5313.
Football full circle.
So that's Penn State, 8-1 price on the Nittany line because of all they return on both sides of the football. Will you be on the Penn State hype train entering 2025?
If you believe in Penn State and you think this is their year, I would not take a shot on the 8-1 price national championship. I'd rather book them at plus 340 to win the Big Ten.
It's football full circle with Ben Stevens and Joe Lisi. Weekdays noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Listening to your headquarters for the plan. SportsGrid gives you the winning edge by bringing you valuable insights and expert perspectives on daily sporting events,
so you can formulate a winning plan.
Geez, try not to win. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
All right, the second half is rolling here, and the Houston Cougars are getting it done. Although, I was going to say, this is sort of the turning point of the basketball game. Houston had been a much better team here in the second half. They built up a 12-point lead. Florida just scored on a fast break dunk. Florida now going to the free throw line. This is it for the Florida Gators. You're not coming back on the Houston Cougars if you're down 20 points. Right? It was down 12. Houston had some momentum. And it was like, all right, if you're Florida, this is it. Like, you've got to go on a little bit of a run here right now because you're not going to come back on this Cougar team. Houston shots are starting to fall for them now in the second. Updated number, so it's 10-point lead right now, 42-32. The in-game total is 135.5. The Houston Cougars are now 5.5-point favorites. Florida are plus 260 on the money line. Houston are minus 350 on the money line. LJ Cryer is now minus 325 to be most outstanding player. Walter Clayton Jr. plus 425 right now. Let's bring in Joe Madden in the house. How you doing, Joe? Good to see you tonight.
I'm doing pretty good. I'm sweating out this last 30 seconds between the St. Louis Blues and the Winnipeg Jets. I've got a final score 2-1 for either of these teams right now. Winnipeg up 2-1. I've also got the under 4.5. I got the overtime as well, so if they tie it up, blows 2 bets, but I just need this one to finish right now.
Well, the Blues have been really good at scoring late during this 12-game win streak. They've done it a couple of times. Down to 26 seconds left right now in this hockey game. 2-1 for the Winnipeg Jets. So let's, either you need a Blues goal for overtime or you don't want an empty netter. Right? So Blues goal or nothing here.
Yeah, exactly. I still have the under 4.5, so that would come into play. That was at plus 215, but definitely just want to have this game finish right now, then force it to overtime because the overtime I only had 1 bet on.
Well, look at the wild cards. The Calgary, they still have a mathematical chance. It's like Canucks have played 77. It'll take a miracle for them. They're down by 8 points. It can't happen. The Flames are down by 6. They can pick up a couple of points tonight. So this is a big game. I was talking with Cam earlier on what matters tonight. And one thing with the Flames too, Joe, they've been playing hard, even though they've kind of been up against it. It's, mathematically they have a tough shot making the playoffs now, but they really haven't quit on the season. So I'm expecting I don't think, they're going to bring it tonight. They're going to try to win. I like the over 1.5 in the first period, but what are you doing with the Flames and the Sharks game? Flames are big favorites, minus 220.
Yeah, the over 1.5 is a great play here, Gabe. You look at the Sharks, and they're going to look to play spoiler because it's a divisional matchup here. But I do think Calgary is the better of the teams. They're playing for so much. I took their team total over 3.5. That's coming in at minus 102. And then I looked at Jonathan Huberdeau. Kadri and Huberdeau, there's the empty netter. Gabe, it just messed everything up. Did not need the empty netter. 3-1. I guess we still stand with the 4.5, but I'll take Huberdeau for the 2+ points tonight. Huberdeau's been so great on the road as well as at home. You can take him for 2+ points at plus 350. I've also got Nazem Kadri for the goal at plus 140. But you got to look at the other side with Toffoli. Toffoli's going to answer back in this one. Former Calgary Flames player here. He always steps up versus the Flames. So his anytime goal at plus 180 as well.
All right, a lot of props for Joe Madden on the Flames and the Sharks game. So Walter Clayton Jr. is on the free throw line right now, and he scores his first point of the game. Now, better late than never. All right, if he gets hot late here, no one's going to remember that he was scoreless in the first half. So he finally broke the ice. He's got a point. We talked about him just getting to take it to the rack. He is pretty good with layups and stuff. Very Jamal Murray-ish sort of. He can get to, you can get it to the rack, but he hasn't been tonight. He looks visibly frustrated right now, but they just have cut the lead to 8 right now. So you got a 42-34 game. Houston are up big. It's a big part of the game, man. Houston just got that 12-point lead. They could have pulled away. Florida have now cut it to 8. We'll see if Houston can respond or this becomes a game again. And Houston respond. They probably should have got a 3-point play out of that, but they get the basket. Who are you on in this game, Joe? Houston or Florida?
You know what? This was a hard one coming in. I was looking for a good position to jump in on Houston, plus more points in this game, and I never got to that position. I was looking for plus 6.5, plus 7.5, and we know how strong Houston came out of the gate. So I rode into this one, taking the over, because I did expect this one to get scrappy during the end. Those foul opportunities to come into play and Houston be able to capitalize on them. So I was thinking they would get the win, but again, I wanted a little bit more of a cushion. I rode player props going into this one, expecting Waterclaim Jr. to be able to get his 3-pointers on the board. I knew he wasn't going to get clear looks versus Houston, but I did expect when he did, they would force him to shoot from deep, and we saw how strong he was shooting from deep versus Auburn. So I looked at him for the 4+ threes. I looked at Will Richards for his points to the over, and then I looked at Juwan Roberts here for Houston for those rebounds. Now, the last time I checked, he had a whole bunch. He had like 4, 5, 6 rebounds on the board early in this game. I haven't checked the number yet, but I took him for 8+ rebounds. That was getting us great plus money at plus 148. And then LJ Cryer, I've loved what we saw out of him in that last game versus Duke for his threes as well, coming in at plus 130 for his over. So I was playing around. I was trying to get a better number for Houston. I shouldn't have got greedy, and I should have just taken the money line straight up. Gabe, did you take Houston for this one, or were you riding on Florida?
Yeah, I'm on Houston, but they haven't won yet. Yeah, I'm expecting a run here from the Florida Gators. They just missed a 3. That would have been big if it would have fallen. One thing I'm surprised, we talked about the refs and how they were going to call this. The Florida Gators have gotten into foul trouble, like early here in the second half. Houston are shooting free throws. Now they're only hitting like half of them, it seems. But Florida are in a little bit of foul trouble here, which is somewhat surprising. With the Florida Gators. 7 fouls for the Florida Gators here. Houston have committed 4 fouls, so there's going to be a lot of free throws down the stretch in this game. In-game total right now, we've been talking about the team total. Florida was 66.5 at the break, guys. It's 63.5 now. You know, Joe, the Houston Cougars are 33-0 when holding opponents to 70 points or less. So they're on a good pace here right now to hold Florida to 70 or less. Gators with 34 points right now. We'll hit the other NHL games with Joe Madden. We'll keep you up to date with what's going on in San Antonio as well. Let's roll.
We understand you're overwhelmed between schedule, roster, spread, injuries, odds, and whether the star player just broke up with their girlfriend. Just stop. We make it easy. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network. The SportsGrid Radio Network presents this date in sports history.
1958, the Dodgers construct a 42-foot screen in left field at the LA Coliseum to cut down on home runs since it was only 250 feet down the line. The team moved to Chavez Ravine when Dodger Stadium opened in 1962.
This has got to be a home run! Unbelievable!
The Dodgers have won 6 world championships since moving to LA. For SportsGrid Radio, I'm Mike DeMurgis.
For anyone who's worried about back taxes, has not filed tax returns, and doesn't know what to do next, stop and listen. Not filing your taxes can have severe consequences, especially in this political climate. Now that COVID is over, the IRS is getting aggressive, massively increasing enforcement and collection efforts. With politicians making all sorts of promises, especially when it comes to taxes, hiding and not dealing with your taxes will cause you harsh legal and financial ramifications. But right now, the IRS offers forgiveness and writes off a massive amount of tax debt. The Tax Doctor offers a free service that helps people get out of IRS collections and back in good standing with the government. Don't hide or bury your head in the sand. Take advantage of our free service. Call now to learn more. 800-816-4492. 800-816-4492. 800-816-4492. That's 800-816-4492.
The early line.
That game by Houston was not won on Saturday night. It was won in September, in the preseason, with the practices, with the constant chaos that Kelvin Sampson does. It was won in playing close games after close games. Duke, when the moment got big, Ben, they didn't know what to do on either side of the ball.
It's the early line with Ben Stevens and Donnie Rightside. Weekdays, 8 a.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific on the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Get sports gaming strategies and information 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Everything you need to get the winning edge. Right here. All the time.
No wonder the wife says you never listen to her.
This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
The Monday Night Meltdown continues. Game day edition. SportsGrid on demand. All right, our boy Matthias is now in the house. JP had the controls earlier. It's a multi-man operation here tonight on the Monday Night Meltdown Game Day edition. SportsGrid on demand, Sirius XM, channel 159, 45-36. So we got a 9-point game. The Florida Gators with the basketball, and they just hit a 3 to cut the lead to 6. So we got a game again. Houston had a little bit of an opportunity to pull away, but it's not easy. Florida punched back, and it looks like we're going to have a dramatic ending in this game still. So the updated number right now is 2.5. It's cut to 2.5 right now, 45-41. They just cut it to 4. Here come the Gators. In-game total, 137.5. Houston are now 2.5, minus 135 on the money line. I tell you, Joe, there was that run to start the second half. They got a 12-point lead. They got it up to 42-30, and that was big right there. Like, if they could have just sort of kept that going a little bit and, like, built the lead up, that was the game almost. Yet Florida really picked up the pace. If you guys notice, Florida keep on scoring on these fast break opportunities right now. So they've realized, don't let Houston set up, push the ball down the court, and the in-game total has just jumped to 139.5 right now. And like we said, the Houston Cougars are in the bonus already. And Florida are shooting right now, too. They both have 7 fouls. So there's going to be a lot of free throws. This game has a lot of basketball left. Gator fans are going crazy right now, Joe. They're back in it.
Yeah.
Houston had them. They had them like on the ropes, and they let them off the hook. They're back in it now.
Yeah, and it's plus 980 for this one to go to overtime. Do you think we could possibly see that with how strong Florida's making a push back? Houston, we know what they're able to do to Duke in that final minute, right? Plus 980. I think it might be worth a little bit of a sprinkle, Gabe.
At those odds, it's a pretty big payday. It wouldn't be insane. It's going to be close late. Here we go right now. So there's a timeout. We're at the 12:08 mark here. The Houston Cougars need to stop the bleeding a little bit. The crowd is really, really getting into it from the Florida side of things. Major League Baseball update. The Baltimore Orioles are up on the D-backs, 2-0. Our boy Guns was with us earlier. He liked the Orioles tonight, one of his plays of the day. I didn't listen to him. I took the Arizona Diamondbacks. They're losing 2-0. They do have a runner on second base. We're on the under. Houston and Seattle. Under 7. The in-game total's 4.5 right now. We're in the bottom of the third inning of a scoreless baseball game. The Reds and Giants are still scoreless. That low total scared me away, but I didn't think there'd be a lot of runs in this game. This game is scoreless right now. We're going into the fourth inning, and we have San Diego up 3-0 right now on the Athletics. In-game total is currently 9.5. We're in the bottom of the second inning right now. The Athletics have a runner on first with 1 out. I played the over in this Athletic game. 3-0 to the over in this stadium, Joe, in Sacramento. We're going to continue to ride the wave. It was 8.5 tonight. San Diego scored a quick 3 spot in the first, but it's still 3-0 right now. But I think we can get there. What do you have on the diamond tonight?
Yeah, I love your look on the over there. I was looking at the Baltimore Orioles and the Arizona Diamondbacks like you. I was riding with the Diamondbacks to be able to get the win here tonight, expecting a lot more and being able to limit the bats of the Baltimore Orioles. We know this team started off nice to start. Their bats were alive and they really cooled off. And I did think we would see limited runs out of the Orioles, especially to start this game. So I rolled with the Arizona Diamondbacks. I still think they'd be a live play, at least plus the 1.5 runs at plus 116. I did like this one to the under because I was leery of what we're going to see out of the Baltimore Orioles. With the Houston Astros and the Seattle Mariners, I was riding with the Mariners to be able to get the win. You can still get them at plus 146 here on the money line, Gabe, but it's getting kind of juicy on that. That total of 4.5, though, man, it's getting tempting to take it to the over, but I still think wait for 3.5 and then take it to the over then.
Yeah, it's pretty light. It fell pretty quickly here. Seattle, they're one of these, it just is what it is. They don't score runs. They get great pitching, and they don't score runs. We just continue to ride it. I got scared off for the low total here with Cincinnati and San Francisco. But you're right, Joe. The 4.5s, they're too scary to take the unders in, right? I mean, the bullpens come in late. There could be a couple of runs late in these games. So I'm a little bit scared off. I played a lot of unders tonight on the diamond, and it didn't work out for me because there were late runs in these games. Like a bunch of them were sailing under the number, and 3-spot, 4-spot late, and ended up losing. We hit the Blue Jay under. We did hit the Blue Jays win, but it hasn't been a great night for me on the diamond so far.
Ever heard the saying, if you want a friend, get a dog? Think of us as a trusted companion that fetches odds, gaming info, and more. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Know someone with a drinking or drug problem? Learn how to get sober after we've shared these stories.
I was 35 with 2 beautiful children when my life and addiction started to spiral out of control. After my divorce, I went into a depression cycle and started drinking more often and using prescription drugs. After my second DWI and arrest, my ex-husband threatened to take our children away from me.
I was 17 when I became addicted to heroin and meth. I thought I could quit on my own, but I couldn't. It hit me when I was arrested.
Get sober now. Your private insurance may cover costs, and we'll get you here. It's simple. Just call Elite Rehab Placement right now. Please, don't wait. Your life matters to us.
800-959-6348. 800-959-6348. 800-959-6348. Call right now before it's too late. That's 800-959-6348.
The Technology Minute with George Capalbo.
New Roar University research finds unremarkably when you burn your hand on the stove, it really hurts. However, if your hand is hidden so you can't see it while it's getting burned, while you're staring at a lifelike rubber hand, it doesn't hurt much. Huh? Kids, don't try this at home, but this confusing rubber hand illusion has uncovered a complicated relationship between the human mind and pain. Maybe leading to effective new therapies for chronic discomfort. However, no information yet on the effects on the nervous system from wearing a rubber nose. Follow me at G. Capalbo on X, and stay tuned to the Technology Minute for more cool stuff like this.
Have you noticed how hard it is these days to find something to believe? Nonsense is everywhere. But at SportsGrid, we put our mouth where your money is. Because if we're ever wrong, you wouldn't win. Get it? This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Well, we got ourselves a basketball game here on the Monday Night Meltdown Sportsrage Game Day Edition. For those of you, I don't know, some of you might just be joining us because we usually start at 10 o'clock Eastern, but we've been on since 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern here. Weird tip-off time tonight at the 8:50 Eastern, 5:50 Pacific. We'll be with you until midnight like we normally are. There's under 10 minutes left in this basketball game right now, and it's turned into a slugfest. Cougars have a 6-point lead with 9:48 left. Suddenly, the Cougars have gone a little cold offensively. The Gators went on that run. Now, suddenly, it's slowed down on both sides. It's getting, it's physical out there. I got to get these bets in on the first period play. So, for people joining us right now, Joe, what are you doing with the late night hockey games?
Oh, I can't believe how much late night hockey we have. I'm excited for it. Looking at my Calgary Flames with how much they have to play for, I am looking for them to go over that team total of 3.5 goals in this one, with Huberdeau coming out nice and strong versus the San Jose Sharks. I'll take him for 2+ points. And then Nazem Kadri for the goal tonight at +140. I have to answer back with Tyler Toffoli, though. I do think we see a couple more goals in this game. So Toffoli at +180. When we look at Edmonton versus the Anaheim Ducks game. I don't know about you, but I don't trust Edmonton without Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid in the lineup. They do have that depth, but you look at the Ducks here. They won on March 4th, 6-2, and I do think we're going to see them be able to get a couple goals here on the backup to the backup goaltender here for Edmonton. So give me the first period over 1.5 goals and both teams to score. That's coming in, both teams to score at plus 144. I'm going to look, though, at Evan Bouchard here of the Edmonton Oilers. He's plus 390 for an anytime goal tonight, and I know he's a defenseman out here, but he does have 13 goals on the season, 49 assists, 62 points, and I think he can really come to step up in this game. On the other side, I'll look at Leo Carlsson for a goal. He's coming in at plus 300 for the Ducks, and I think he can get there. Troy Terry just got goal number 20. I think he's impactful in this one tonight, but I just don't want to play his prop. And then Seattle versus LA. Can we just alt Seattle's team total under 1.5? The under 2.5 is too highly juiced. I do think LA really locks down defensively. They're coming off that game versus the Oilers. They locked down 3-0. They're the Ducks on deck. I kind of worry off that big game, but still, they're second in the Pacific with 97 points. Edmonton's just 4 points behind them. So it's not like they're really solidified in that spot. So I do think the Kings get the win. They have to lock down defensively. I could see them winning 2-1, and that's my fear, right? Because they play that defensive hockey. They don't care about scoring once they get up.
They could roll them, though, too. I'm going to play the over 1.5 in the first period in all 3 games on the way out here. Hopefully I'll go 2-1 at least. With them, man, Houston are just missing too many easy shots right now. They're stuck on 48, guys. And the last 2 trips down the floor, they got pretty good looks. Like they were right under they got pretty good looks. 8-footers, 12-footers type of deal. Like I remember I told you before the show, the game started, guys. The Cougars, they do take mid-range jumpers, which analytically isn't the smartest thing to do in the modern era, but they live with it. They get away with it, but they're missing some of these shots, and they're letting the Gators hang around right now. The Gators going to the free throw line. This game is going to be a sweat job all the way through, 48-44. In-game total is falling all the way to 129.5 right now. Wow. Hey, this is a slugfest, man. Like I tell you, Joe, like, dude, the Cougars had 42 points quickly to start the second half. They've really hit the wall offensively right now. They've just gone through this offensive rut, and the Gators are back in it. They've cut the lead to 3 right now. Big-time drama in San Antonio. The Gators are now plus 160 on the money line. You could argue there's pretty good value on the money line with the Gators, considering they're only down a 3-point shot or a 3-point shot away from tying this game. And one thing I'd be very concerned with Houston, they've been up all game. Like, if Florida gets the lead, the crowd's going to go crazy. They're going to get a lot of, emotional, juice out of this. The Cougars need to get a basket here and, stop this bleeding. They can't let Florida take the lead on them. And they can't score. They keep on they're getting good looks. They get under the basket. And now Florida just scored again, guys. We got a 1-point game.
Yeah, I'm seeing straight.
And just like that, the Florida Gators. Yeah, minus 105. That plus 160. Only down 3 points, Joe. It was not a bad play, but it wasn't there long.
Okay, so we can get Houston at plus 132 right now on FanDuel. I thought they were going to be able to get the win. Do you think they can regain momentum, though, here with how they're shooting?
Houston just missed another putback, literally under the basket. You've got to hit this. Now Florida going to the free throw line to take the lead. Wow. What Florida's a momentum shift.
Yeah. Florida's not outstanding at the free throw line, though. They have missed a lot of opportunities. So if it comes down to free throws at the end, dangerous.
This is quite the meltdown for the Houston Cougars. This is very similar to what they did against Duke. It's the irony of it. They were down 14.
I can't believe what we were seeing, Gabe, against Duke, right? You saw Duke not pushing momentum, thinking they were going to have that, and then Houston just blowing them out of the water. It was unbelievable what we saw.
Yeah, that's the thing with college basketball, though, Joe. What happens one game, oftentimes the opposite will happen to the team. The same thing will happen to the team how they won somehow. Houston just have these offensive droughts, man, where they don't score for 4, 5, 6 minutes. And Florida did not quit down 12. Houston have problems right now but there's still 2 more rounds left in this, so to speak. You know, these college basketball games, they go in 4-minute increments. I don't like it. The TV timeouts, it's a little bit too quick, I think. But they call, you get a TV timeout every 4 minutes in this stuff. So the 16-minute mark, the 12-minute mark, the 8-minute mark. And they basically coach these games in like 4-minute intervals, right? Win the 4-minute battle, win the 4-minute battle. So now this is what Houston will be talking about. All right, listen, the wheels fell off a little bit, but, when next time we speak here at the 4-minute mark, we're going to have a lead again. So this is a big turning point in this basketball game, Joe. But I got to tell you, as somebody on Houston, I don't like what I see in this game right now. Wheels are falling off.
Yeah, they absolutely are falling off. So they need to get momentum back on their side. They need to come out and get that next basket, and they can't allow Florida to get these looks. What do you think of that total? That total's 130.5 now. So it's what? It was 140-ish going into this game.
I'm seeing 133.5.
Oh, do you think it reaches that?
Yeah, I think they'll get to like 67 type of deal. Yeah. 69, just because of the free throws. Both teams are in, they're shooting free throws right now, right? So there's going to be a bunch of free throws down the stretch here. And it seems a little high, but, you got to believe that, I think it probably does, but I'm not pulling the trigger on it, Joe. I'm too panicked about Houston here right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you.
Like the wheels have really fallen off. And it's all about college. It's all about momentum, man. Like you get that emotional wave. They're kids, so they're going to feed off the crowd more than pros do, right? Pros don't care about the crowd. Like college sports shows, like the last sort of thing that home ice, home field, home court actually matters. And even though this is in Texas, there's a bunch of Gator fans there, and it goes in these emotional, it's like an emotional tug of war. And right now, the Florida fans, they're winning that emotional tug of war. Houston fans are nervous like I am.
Yeah, well, we've got tons of time left in this game, though, Gabe. 7 minutes, 54 seconds is what I'm seeing left on the clock. So that's a long time. If Houston can, regain their composure out there and not make those shots that are unnecessary, take their time out there on the court, they still have every opportunity. But I'm seeing a tied game right now, 48-48.
Yeah, you know what? This thing could end up going to overtime, Joe. What's the new updated number for this thing? Plus 700 right now. Okay. Tied at the end of regulation is plus 700. Still a pretty big number, actually, considering this game is tied. It's tied right now with 8 minutes left. It's been close all night. Joe Madden in the house. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
For the games.
I have 10 seconds to tell you about our rock-solid info on odds, analysis, and strategies. So let's just call all that the winning edge. Get it? This is the SportsGrid Radio Network. The new SportsGrid app is now available on iOS and the App Store. Experience the ultimate sports betting companion that provides personalized content from your favorite hosts. In-depth matchup previews, game and prop picks, live odds, stats, scores, and more. All in one place. And of course, on the SportsGrid app, you can tune into our live television and radio coverage anytime. On the go, wherever you are. Download the SportsGrid app on the iOS App Store now. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Do you use the expensive blue or yellow pills to charge your sex life? Are you thinking about it? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pills deliver the exact same results for less than $3. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. And right now, radio callers will get 44 blue or yellow pills for $120 with free discreet shipping. You can save more than $700 off pharmacy prices. Charge your sex life now and save a ton of money. Call now and get your 44 pills and save over $700 and qualify for free shipping. Stop overpaying and call right now.
Paid for by Steelman Pills. 800-823-3851. 800-823-3851. 800-823-3851. That's 800-823-3851.
The SportsGrid Radio Network presents This Date in Sports History.
1958, the Dodgers construct a 42-foot screen in left field at the LA Coliseum to cut down on home runs since it was only 250 feet down the line. The team moved to Chavez Ravine when Dodger Stadium opened in 1962.
This has got to be a home run. Unbelievable.
The Dodgers have won 6 world championships since moving to LA. For SportsGrid Radio, I'm Mike DeMurgis.
There are too many people addicted to their phones these days, unless it's to look or listen to the SportsGrid mobile app. In fact, you should delete all your apps but ours.
Your wife texts you too much anyway.
This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Monday Night Meltdown Game Day edition continues. SportsGrid on demand, Sirius XM channel 159. I am Renexy. Cam Stewart back with us. Thanks to Joe Madden for joining us. George Kurtz will step up and in a little bit later on. We've been with you since 8:30 Eastern. We've been with you for the pregame and this entire basketball game, and this game is as close as it gets. 51-48 right now. The Houston Cougars have been stuck, man, on 48 forever. They just scored on a technical foul. Buddy on Florida slammed the ball after a foul call, and now Clayton's going to the line right now. Clayton is starting to wake up late. Better late than never, actually, for Clayton, right? But, Cam, Houston had an listen, Florida are really good, so we can't say, oh, they were up by 12 and they should have won the game, but they haven't hit any shots since. You guys built a 12-point lead. You really had Florida on the ropes, and they really let Florida back in this thing, and now Houston are just, dude, you see how many easy shots they miss. Houston are one of these teams, they'll hit like a 3 from 40 feet, but they'll miss like an 8-footer or 6-footer. They've had a lot of open looks, bro, under the basket, and they're missing them. This really could cost them. They've left a lot of points on the court in the second half in the last 8 minutes here.
Tons of points, Gabe. And another thing is, too, they've had multiple times, like with big, like leads in the game, and then Florida claws back. Another huge lead, Florida claws back. Now, like, Florida could take the lead in this game, and I'm not sure. Like, Houston's really, I don't even know what to say, Morency. It's just, this thing's coming down to the wire, but it shouldn't be like this. You're right. Houston, a lot of the time, they're out of control with their shots. Hey, I got to give Florida a lot of credit, though. You're right. They come back. This thing might come down to like 1 or 2 baskets, buddy. We might be in for a special ending here.
Oh, it's going to be a sweat job to the end. You'll notice with Houston, though, now, too, Crier's the only one that seems to want the ball. There's a lot of standing around with the Houston Cougars on offense right now. And Crier's the one, and he's looking for someone to pass it to, and there's a bunch of white jerseys all congested together. People aren't moving without the ball now on Houston. They're tightening up a little bit. Got a 53-53 game now, guys, with under 6 minutes remaining. So it's coming down to the wire. And the Cougars just buried a long 3 to take a 3-point lead. I swear, Cam, I was just going to say it when I said they make the hard shot and they miss the easy shot. If I was Houston, I would actually just be bombing threes now. They're better at it. Like, they're not good at, like, multi-passing and getting it into the rack. They miss the shot. They don't have finishers, really. I'd tell them, guys, if the 3 is there, just take it, right?
Excellent point by you. And another thing is, Florida's got big men, Gabe. Like, you see what Florida's doing now? Like, even the Aberdeen, he's been crushing it inside. All these guys, like, they got some long, lean players that, like, they're in the paint right now, and they're like, Florida's like, okay, well, we can score from in there. And you're right, Houston misses easy shots, and then they bury a 3 from like 40 feet away. It's like, okay, like, it's they're a very, very weird basketball team. Like, what a game. Can't believe it.
56-55 now. The drama builds under 6 minutes remaining. Talked about the 4-minute TV timeout, so it actually played out until now. So we're down to 5:32 right now. And 1-point basketball game. Joe Madden's with us, Cam. She said she's going to pull the trigger on overtime at plus 950. Not a bad bet. You consider the odds of it.
You're right, Gabe.
Last we checked, it's down to plus 650 right now. I'm going to get in on it at plus 650. It's a 1-point game. Like, no one's pulling away here.
I got to be honest with you, too. When I saw that total, like 142.5, I'm like, there's no way in hell this game can go over other than overtime. And right now, take a look at the live line. It's 137.5. All of a sudden, both teams are, what do we got? The double bonus cooking here. Things are happening.
Yeah, it's because of the free throws.
You're absolutely correct. And but
you wouldn't figure that this game has a chance, but with all the free throws, these teams, next thing you know, it could be like 67-67 soon, right? Like, they're scoring, they're getting to the line. Houston just scored here. Like I said, this total is sort of right on the number, Kim. If this game goes over, that's a definite, like, under bettors are going to be shocked. They're going to be like, nah, this game isn't going to get there. Like, if it backdoors, like,
I think
where is it now? 137.5. It's close.
I got the only time, like, I should have done what you did because you had a 134.5 and I have a 142.5 under. I think it falls somewhere in the middle. I think these numbers are sharp. They're tight. We'll see what happens. But to your earlier point, if the game stays close within 1 or 2 possessions, sometimes at the end, they're going to get a little nervous and play out the shot clock. But hey, man, let's give Florida all the credit in the world. Houston, if they lose this game, there'll be so many guys going, what the hell happened in this game? We had them. They had them like 2 or 3 times with double-digit leads, and they just keep on letting the Gators come back. You know it, man. You give a team any type of life, they'll take advantage of it. This has been very, very gritty by the Gators.
Yeah, I don't want to say that they can never win again or anything like that, but Houston have been to the championship game a lot, and they've fallen short a lot. They've been to the Final Four. Like, this Samson run has been great. They've just been unable to finish it off. And like you said, like, you don't get a lot of opportunities. It's hard to make the national championship game. The NCAA tournament's a hard tournament to win. It is. Like, it's, with people talking about the Stanley Cup being the toughest trophy in sports, I'm not going to dispute it, but it's hard, Cam, to be hot 6 games in a row. You got to play good teams. You're traveling. You're playing in a bunch of different courts and stuff. It's not at home or anything. There's good teams. Duke are a great team. They couldn't do it, right? They finally fell apart. It's hard not to fall apart once.
It's
in
an
6 games.
Point
it's hard not to fall apart.
You're right. Like, the Stanley, I would consider it maybe the second because all these teams are good and you have to be on every single time to win. So think about it, like, as a part seed, win, 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 win. Stanley Cup, it's a war of attrition.
Yeah, there's no second chance in this tournament. You have a bad day, you're out. Your season's over. One bad hour. NBA, you have a bad game. Look at the NBA. Teams in the playoffs lose by 40 and they quit. Oh, we'll win the next game. Doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Like, it goes back and forth.
It's totally different.
Like, it is hard. That's the whole thing. Like, you could be really good. A lot of it's chance. What's your bracket? Like, what's your path to get there and all that. So if you're Houston, man, you're Samson, you want to finish this one off. You're so close. It's getting tight here, man. There's under 4 minutes left. Got a 60-57 game. Cougars are stepping up defensively right now. They seem to settle down a little bit. They're not quite as rattled. At least they seem to have got their bearings back a little bit here now. This next possession is massive, Cam.
I agree.
Like, if they can get a 5-point lead here, right? They got a 3-point lead. That's nothing. If they can get a little bit of a cushion here, make it 5. I would just take the 3. Let's see what Cryer does. Oh, you got to be kidding me.
What's the call? Legal pick?
He stepped out of bounds. You can't do that, kid.
God.
Cryer steps out of bounds. You got a 3-point lead national championship. You went out of layup. You stepped out of bounds.
Start crying. Cryer.
What are you doing? You're not even that big.
SportsGrid is available on the radio, internet, TV, satellite, and our mobile app. If you're not getting it, the problem's on your end. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
How would you like to get high-speed internet for your home for less than $2 a day? That's right. For about $50 a month, you'll get lightning-fast internet. Are you paying less than $50 a month right now for your internet? Then call Whole Home Connect right now for blazing fast internet at $50 a month with no price increases, no hidden fees, no contracts, no upfront costs, no equipment fees. It's a great deal. And guess what? You can try it for 15 days. If you don't like it, you get your money back. But you're going to love it, and you're going to love the price. Internet for your home for $50 a month. That's less than $2 a day. Plus, no contracts, no upfront costs, no equipment fees, and our 15-day guarantee. Call now. 800-797-1292. 800-797-1292. 800-797-1292. That's 800-797-1292.
The Technology Minute with George Capalbo.
New University of Ottawa research says if you're a member of the Polar Bear Club and like to take a dip in the ocean during sub-zero weather, you might actually be extending your life. This study finds acclimating your body to repeated exposure to immersion in cold water for an hour over 7 days supercharges cellular resistance, the body's natural mechanisms cleaning out damaged tissue. If you want to try this for yourself and you're not quite ready to jump into the Arctic Ocean, maybe just try a cold shower. Follow me at Capalbo on X and stay tuned to The Technology Minute for more cool stuff like this.
Smart is coming back. The days of just picking teams based on a coin toss are over. You need the latest stats, odds, and information. Make a plan. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Well, duh. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
We got a 3-point game with 3:24 left. The Cougars are up 60-57 right now. The Cougars have been up most of this game. It got tied. It was 48-48. They had a 12-point lead at one point. Now they got this 3-point lead. Florida knocking on the door. Looks like we're in for a very dramatic ending right now. This game is living up to the hype and the point spread, and it is true. The NIT was super close. The crowd of the court final, Nebraska ended up Nebraska kind of won convincingly, but bunch of really close games in that. You know, close games in all these tournaments, man. That's college basketball. Like, underdog bettors have been doing well, but this point spread was only 1 point tonight. Yeah. So the Florida Gators with the basketball down 3. Cam, we're at the point of this game right now where every possession is critical. Like, oh, God. Here's Clayton for 3, and he hits it.
Remember we talked about, I was like, how the hell is Florida going to get to 70? I'm like, they're at 60 right now. Like, you know what I mean?
tell you, I said, you're going to look up. You're going to be like, wow, it's 67, 67. No, like, this could get there still.
Oh, for sure.
The problem is, though, there won't be free throws, really, unless there's fouls. But, like, nobody's fouling. It's a tie game. You don't want to foul, right? Nobody, you don't want to put the guy on the free throw line. So no one's going to be deliberately fouling. We'll see that 70, that magic number is 70 for the Houston Cougars, 33-0 when holding the opponent to 70 or less. That's the key. Here's Cryer trying to be the hero at the end.
Guy's amazing.
Oh, he doesn't get the roll, but somebody tipped it in after.
Well,
wow.
Here's our total. Gabe Cryer was, what was he before the game? 17.5. He's got 19.
18.5. Does he have 19, really?
Yeah, he does. He's got 19.
That was a quiet 19 for him.
So we win that prop. That's
he
good.
did. He has gone off in the second half quite a bit. No, he's at Clayton's at 11. Cam. I was going to say he's not at 19. I'm like, whoa.
No,
he's got 11.
No, Cryer. He was. What was he for Houston?
Oh, Cryer.
17
Yeah. Cryer.
He got 19.
Yeah, Cryer's gone over, but Clayton's at 11. Clayton's 1 for 6 from 3 right now. I bet him over 2.5. We'll see. He could still potentially hit it. He's gotten to the free throw line a couple of times, Clayton, here. He's gone to the free throw line 4 times here in the second half. He's up to 11 points right now. But I don't think he's going to get – I doubt he gets to the 18.5.
This game's
all right, so we got a 1-point game. Florida
Houston
on the free throw line.
1.5. I'm like, geez, and money line. And, oh, my God, it's just absolute insanity here. Like, Joe Madden might be onto something. Almost 10 to 1.
It's going to come down to the last shot probably. I mean, we're down to 2 minutes now, so – 2:15 and counting, guys. The Houston Cougars with the basketball, 62-62. As I stated, we're at the time of the game now where every possession, every shot is critical. It's like it could mean win or losing a national championship. And the referees are getting a little tight right now. The referees just called a foul on Florida.
You know what this game?
I don't like that call. I don't really like. They're jostling around there.
Exactly.
Well, I'm on Houston, but so it's a good thing for Houston, but they're jostling under the basket. It was away from the ball. The kid on Florida kind of elbowed the dude a bit, but whatever, ref. There's 2 minutes left. It's 62-62. 2 minutes left of the national championship. Like, let them push a little under the basket, I would say.
Take a look what happened in the first half. Houston was 1 for 2 from the line. Florida was 2 for 2. Take a look at what their free throws are now. These referees are whistle happy in the second. Like, things got real with fouls quick. That's in the second half. Like, this game was going, again, the first, they let it all slide. And now it's like a totally different game. They're calling almost everything.
And Houston misses the second free throw. The kid hit the first one. So they got a 1-point lead now only instead of a 2-point lead. Massive possession. We're under 2 minutes. Here's Clayton for 3. He misses, and Houston gets the rebound. The rebound was big. So one thing with the Cougars, these kids come flying in on these rebounds.
You're right.
Like,
they are like Cougars.
Like Florida, like there was nothing they could do. This white
threes.
jersey just flew over everybody. No, I'm getting that rebound. Like, he had his mind made up. That's my ball. Like, he just came up,
Cougars are like
that's my
hanging
ball.
out in the mountain and like, they're like pouncing on their prey. Those guys fly, man. They are athletes galore on that team. Like, their hops are insane. The way they get to rebound.
Well, the kid just tried a three here. It got tipped out of bounds, but I like the style. They went for the jugular. That three would have been big.
I
got
agree
tipped,
with your
no foul.
assessment. They screw up under the basket on an easy layup, but they'll hit a stupid three. You're right. It's almost like that's
they're more
MO,
comfortable shooting the three, it seems. Just, I would tell them, listen, I'm not, if I was Sampson, I would say, don't be worried about shooting the three if you're open. Just, you know what I mean? But don't force it. And here's Cryer. Man, Cryer tries hard shots. I said that before. He just tried like a really hard one-hander. Man, Florida's playing great defense. Now the refs aren't called anything. Sampson wants this looked at. The ball just went out of bounds. Looks like they're giving it to the Gators in a one-point game, 63-62. $1:20 left. We'll be back on the other side. The drama continues.
Attitude is everything. Don't say I lost today. Say I gained powerful insight into why I need to pay attention to SportsGrid. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network. Football Full Circle.
That Penn State 8-1 price on the Nittany Lion because of all they return on both sides of the football. Will you be on the Penn State hype train entering 2025?
If you believe in Penn State and you think this is their year, I would not take a shot on the 8-1 price national championship. I'd rather book them at plus 340 to win the Big Ten.
It's Football Full Circle with Ben Stevens and Joe Lisi. Weekdays noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on the SportsGrid Radio Network.
The Technology Minute with George Capalbo.
Winter's over, spring is here, and baseball is back! Spring training this year, 19 MLB teams are replacing...
Ball four, take your pace.
With... high-speed camera algorithmic robot umpires used in professional tennis challenges for years.
You cannot be serious!
Tested in minor league baseball without much controversy other than tuning the strike zone. Just testing for now, but maybe next season we'll find out if tradition in baseball gets to meet the 21st century. Follow me at Capalbo on X and stay tuned to The Technology Minute for more cool stuff like this. Play ball.
The new SportsGrid app is now available on iOS and the App Store. Experience the ultimate sports betting companion that provides personalized content from your favorite hosts. In-depth matchup previews, game and prop picks, live odds, stats, scores, and more. All in one place. And of course, on the SportsGrid app, you can tune into our live television and radio coverage anytime. On the go, wherever you are. Download the SportsGrid app on the iOS App Store now. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Why is a horseshoe considered lucky?
Think about it.
It's heavy. You can't carry it in your pocket.
It steps in things.
Is a horse with a limp lucky? Give Trigger back his hoof wear. Get the winning edge. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Scumbags! Rage! Sports Rage with Gabe Morency.
Rage all you want.
Oh, I am losing my mind right now.
Right, Florida going to the free throw line. They could take the lead here. They could take the lead. They just tied the basketball game. And LJ Cryer's out of control on the Houston Cougars. The Cougars are playing great D. They've stopped them. But both times down the court, like the last two times, he comes down the court and he's just sort of wild. Like he stepped out of bounds. He tried three times in a row. Like he stepped out of bounds once. And another time he tried this hard. I told you before, he tries difficult shots all the time. Came in, he tried this like really awkward sort of Russell Westbrook, like acrobatic like play. Didn't fall. That last possession you saw, I don't know what the hell he was doing. He went under the paint, he turned around, he just threw the ball like he's out of control. 64-63. Suddenly the Gators have the lead right now. It's 3 wasted possessions, man. Like if not for like the technical foul and the free throws, like Houston, they hit a 3 there, but they're really leaving points on the court. This is going to be a painful loss for them if they lose this game. And earlier I was thinking, I'm glad I didn't hedge it all. Now I'm thinking, oh, man, I really should have taken Florida. I'm going to lose this pool right now. I'm going to lose the bracket. Oh,
I'm with you, Gabe. I'm like, we had this game in control like 3 times, but it was never in control.
Should have taken Florida when Houston was up by, I didn't know, plus 225 or something.
You know what?
Nice, you know what I mean? But
I actually thought about doing it when they were up double digits. So I'm like, nah, they could pull away. Like, just greed.
I don't
Very
like hedging.
greed.
I play this stuff out. I took Houston. I'll stick with Houston. It is what it is, but they can still win, right? They're down by 1. They got the ball back, but they were up by 3, and they had the ball a couple of times. Like, there's been a couple of times, man, Houston have been, unable to deliver that knockout punch. You're up by 3. If you can make it 5, you make it 6. Like, you put pressure on Florida with under a minute and a half left or so. You just didn't do it. You wasted the opportunities. Like I said a couple of minutes ago, too, like, offensively, no one really wants the ball. Like, Cryer's the one with the ball, but he's trying to do too much by himself, and they don't really have a choice but to go back to him here, really. Right, he's missed the last couple of shots. He wants the ball. This is it. The game's on the line on this possession. This is it. The clock. I mean, we're under 30 seconds now. This is getting real. And Houston just kicked the ball out of bounds and basically just cost themselves the game, I think. They kicked the ball out of bounds. Unforced error, turnover. Wasn't Cryer. Cryer should have had the ball. He's your guy. He's missed the last couple of shots. He probably would have hit it, get him to the line or whatnot. Now you're in big trouble.
If
There's 25
loses,
seconds left.
This will go down as like monumental, man. Like this collapse. Like, it's not just like you had the lead once. There was like 3 times that you had like.
It's like 4 times in a row came down the floor. They haven't gotten anything. They keep turning the ball over.
It's unreal, Gabe.
They didn't get a shot off this time. It's off of, they're going to review it, but whatever. It's definitely off of
Florida's ball.
Let's see. It looks like it's off the knee of the Houston Cougar. I think it's going to be Florida's ball.
Buddy's hand touched it on Florida, though, but it's off. Yeah, it's off his knee.
It's actually pretty close, actually. This is actually the game, you know what I mean? Look, there's 26.5 left. They're going to have to foul. They don't have a choice. Right? So they're going to put Florida on the line, and they're going to be down 3. They're going to be down 2 or 3. Well, depending on what they make the free throws. I'm going to assume they're going to make the free throws. They're going to be down 3, and they'll have the ball. But they don't have a choice. They're going to have to foul if they don't get the ball back here on this. Like, this will be like the 5th time in a row where they turn it over.
You know what? I think it hit the Florida guy's hand before it went out. It went knee hand, but it's really hard to overturn.
I think it went knee last. Live, it looked knee, and I'm watching this here. It looks knee to me. It looks like it's going to be Florida. It's Florida. I think it's Florida's ball.
Yeah.
You're getting careless. Houston are tightening up late. And what did I say too, Kev? Dude, it doesn't work when they put it in the paint. They just should be taking threes, right? Take the 3, and if you hit half of them, hey, God bless you. But they don't have a choice but to foul now, and they did right away here. So Florida are on the free throw line in a 1-point game. And the next possession is going to be it. Right? The next possession, like Houston, if they miss the shot, they're done the next time.
This is shocking.
All right, see, you put them on the free throw line.
Oh my God.
You try to get the turnover.
Did you see that game? Like, literally, that
God, the ball was just, I know.
Oh, it was there.
I can't believe Houston didn't get the ball, actually.
That's what I'm saying. That was turnover city, it could have been. I can't believe they didn't get it. That is crazy. Oh, my God. Wow.
Houston put like a press on, and Florida sort of just casually threw the ball up the court. Man, they're lucky that Houston didn't pick it up. I'm surprised Houston didn't pick it up, and it kind of looked like, he's lucky Buddy didn't get out of bounds, actually, but he misses.
Oh, boy.
We got a 2-point game. The game's on the line. This is it.
What are they going to do? Go for 3 in the win, or 2 to try for overtime? Like, what the hell's going to happen here? Oh, my God. Me and you, man, we do these games. It's just absolute madness. Like,
big time drama here. Florida Gators.
Wow.
With the 2-point lead. He hits the second free throw. Houston Cougars called the timeout. No, they're not. They're subbing. All right, so there's just a sub. My bad. It's not a timeout. Is it a timeout? Yeah. Now looks like they are doing it. Now there is a timeout. All right. So we still got 19 seconds left, Cam. They're only down 2. They've got the ball. All right.
You know what? If people got 1.5, it's like you talk about buying points like in big games. Me and you have talked about this all the time. You're like, it's a stupid thing to do, you know? But in big games like Super Bowls, NCAA championships, like it always seems to fall not this Super Bowl, obviously.
This thing could go to overtime. They get 2 points. We could be going to overtime at 65, 130, and the game will go over if it gets there. They'll score 11 points, right, in overtime. So it's on the line, and it's amazing how this has changed, guys. LJ Cryer was like minus 400, minus 450 at one point to be the most outstanding player. Walter Clayton had 0 points at the half. Suddenly, Clayton is minus 325 to be the most outstanding player.
Exactly. Oh, man. This is nuts.
This is it. I don't think they're going to score, personally. I think Florida are about to win by 2 points here, Cam. Or by 4 points, because they're going to miss, and then there's going to be the fouls and stuff.
How about Houston by 1, Gabe? Are we good? Are we good with that? That's the perfect scenario for me, but I'm not sure it's going to happen. Overtime's good for you because you got the
You
total.
had him, Houston. You had him, Houston. You were up by 12. You were up by 5. You're up by 3. You were up so many times. You just never delivered a knockout punch. Never delivered that knockout punch, right? I mean, they had the 42-30, okay. Then, even, where it really changed, Cam, they went on that, they got up by, I think it was 5 at one point. When it was 60-55 or whatever it was like, 58, 54, whatever. Like, they had a little bit of a cushion, 3-5 type of deal. And, they just missed too many shots in a row. They had like 5 empty possessions in a row. Now here it is. They're really milking this.
They're playing for the last shot.
This isn't good here. They're buried here, too.
Oh, it's what the hell was that?
What the hell?
You didn't even get it off. Oh, my God.
That was the most disastrous end of, oh, my God. 2 times in a row, they didn't get a shot off. It's the same kid, too, that he double dribbled. He double dribbled, guys. Number one, Florida did a great job of not letting them get the ball in. Like, they were playing defense. Houston was passing the ball around. They were running out of time. They didn't have a good look. Cryer had 2 dudes on him. He had 2 dudes on him. And now here's
hello, friends. Wow. Jim Nantz is going to be like crying.
Again, Houston loses.
You think the
in
Masters was
fashion.
sad before when you hear that like harpsichord of the music? He's going to have tears running down his eyes on Thursday. Oh, God, what a disaster. That was brutal.
The last possession, they run down the court, down 1, and they kick the ball out of bounds. This possession, they have a full 19 seconds to get a 3 off and get a shot off. They end up double dribbling on the 3. Like he got the ball. All right, let's see. He gets the ball. And instead of, he goes up to shoot, but instead of shooting, he doesn't shoot. It's like he dribbled it. And then he couldn't touch it because it was going to be a double dribble and the clock ran out.
I wish
what
you
a strange ending to a championship game.
Should have hedged.
Oh, God, I wish I would have hedged now.
You're home for the winning edge, but you can call it the unfair advantage. But don't take our word for it. Just ask a winner. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network. The new SportsGrid app is now available on iOS and the App Store. Experience the ultimate sports betting companion that provides personalized content from your favorite hosts. In-depth matchup previews, game and prop picks, live odds, stats, scores, and more. All in one place. And of course, on the SportsGrid app, you can tune into our live television and radio coverage anytime. On the go, wherever you are. Download the SportsGrid app on the iOS App Store now. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
How would you like to get high-speed internet for your home for less than $2 a day? That's right. For about $50 a month, you'll get lightning-fast internet. Are you paying less than $50 a month right now for your internet? Then call Whole Home Connect right now for blazing fast internet at $50 a month with no price increases, no hidden fees, no contracts, no upfront costs, no equipment fees. It's a great deal. And guess what? You can try it for 15 days. days. If you don't like it, you get your money back. But you're gonna love it, and you're gonna love the price. Internet for your home for $50 a month. That's less than $2 a day. Plus, no contracts, no upfront costs, no equipment fees, and our 15-day guarantee. Call now. 800-797-1292. 800-797-1292. 800-797-1292. That's 800-797-1292.
Sports Rage tonight.
Hello, Carrot Top is trying to kill me. I just gave people a movie, a Hollywood idea.
He's a super nice guy, was very patient about questions and helping out the guys that were not at his level. So, you know, I hate his act. It's absolutely...
But great guy.
By the way, when you're a comic, this is the worst thing you can say about somebody. Is he funny? He's a nice guy.
It's Sports Rage Tonight with Gabe Morency. Weekdays, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific on the SportsGrid Radio Network. Seems like everybody has an opinion on how to do sports gaming, but consider your source. If you want to listen to your mother-in-law, that's a choice. So get your information from the voice of authority. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Well, a dominant season by the SEC concludes with an SEC team winning the national championship. The Florida Gators win the national championship as the Houston Cougars melt down late in this basketball game. Off the top of my head, I think it might have been 6 possessions in a row to end the basketball game that they basically didn't even get shots off. Cryer stepped out of bounds once. Cryer then took like some crazy, like weird shot there that missed. Cryer then turned the ball over another time. Then the kid kicked the ball out of bounds, and then they just didn't get the 3 off. So that's 5, but I think I might be missing 1 too. Like that was like just the level of ineptness by the Houston Cougars on offense in the last minute and a half of that game. But the roles were reversed over the weekend against Duke, right? Duke couldn't hit a shot in the last couple of minutes. They tightened up. Nothing was going their way. And the Houston Cougars survived and beat them because of it. And now they just lost in the same fashion to the Florida Gators. 2-point win as well with a 1-point spread. 65-63 final score from San Antonio, Texas. And we go from like the big stuff from, oh my God, national championship, to letting you know that the San Jose Sharks just scored on the Calgary Flames in a scoreless hockey game until now. I've got over 1.5 in the first period of this game, and it's not looking good. We played over 1.5 in all 3 late games. Seattle Kraken and the LA Kings get there. It's 1-1 right now, late in the first period. Calgary and San Jose are not going to get here. San Jose just scored with like 20 seconds left in the period, and the period's over right now. So 1-0. And the Edmonton Oilers are up 1 after 20 minutes. So I go 1-2 in the late night hours with the hockey. George Kurt steps up. What's going on, George? How you doing?
Doing well, Gabe. Doing well. Better than I was in the afternoon when the Yankees didn't show up to play again. But, no issues, no worries.
Well, that's because you're not betting on college basketball, Kurtz. That was just a heart attack special.
No.
Houston Cougars had a 12-point lead. They end up losing by 2. Wild ending. Of course, I'm on Houston. They lose 65-63. But we do have a lot of stuff going on here. So looking for people looking to bounce back right now after that insanity. Major League Baseball. Right now. The Baltimore Orioles. I bit the bullet on this one, Kurtz. I thought the line was a little bit light at 125 with Gallen on the hill with the D-backs. We had a guest on earlier that said he liked Baltimore tonight, that the number spoke for itself, that it was a trap. I probably should have listened. The Orioles are up 5-1 right now.
Yeah, I thought most of the baseball slate today, including this game, was tough. All right, I know I was talking with Adam Kaufman earlier today, and we couldn't figure out where was that one game you wanted to go to. We landed on the Mets. It's the one game that we thought, okay, this is the one team that's going to win here. Everything else is very close to a toss-up. A lot of top pitching matchups today. A lot of aces going today, some against each other. So that made it today a hard I thought it was a very hard day to like, okay, I like this. I love this. This is where I want to go here. Plus, living here in the Northeast, the weather, and I know it's not just the Northeast, Central America as well, or the Central United States, the weather's awful. It is cold. It is rainy. It is dank. It is not baseball weather. Another reason to stay away. Gabe, I'm sure I say this every March, April. I don't remember playing this many unders. I'm an over guy. I like overs like everybody else. Right? I like to know, hey, I won the 7th inning, game's over. Playing a lot of unders.
I played some unders tonight. I played the under, like you saw earlier today in the Yankee game. And we barely won, but we won. I got burnt, though, George. We got lucky. So everything evens out. I had the Dodgers and the Nationals under. And there were a bunch of late runs in that game, right? There were 5 runs scored in the 8th and 9th of the game, or the 7th and 8th, whatever. There were a bunch of late runs in that game. Pittsburgh exploded. I had the under in that game. I was all about the unders tonight too, Kurtz. I took the under in the Blue Jays and the Red Sox. That did win. And I did have the Blue Jays tonight as an underdog, so that was nice. But I went right back to it tonight, Kurtz, with the under in the Houston and the Seattle game. Right now, it's currently 5.5 right now, but minus 180 to the under, actually. It's 2-1 for the Mariners. The 6th inning just ended, so we're going to the top of the 7th now.
Yeah, the Mariners are almost a must-under. I know they scored 19 runs, I think, the Friday night game against San Fran. But other than that, this team, they're the same team as last year. They can't hit. Their pitching's good. It's not good enough to win 2-1 games all the time, but it's good. But they can't hit. And I think it's going to be sort of a season thing all year long where either I'm betting the under with the Mariners or I'm not betting them. And Houston, by the way, they're not all that great either. Right? They're struggling to start the season here. Seems like if Altuve doesn't now get a hit or Alvarez, there's nobody else there, right? Christian Walker, really slow start to the season here for the Astros here. Just a struggling team here. So, yes, I was on the under in this game as well, although I did lose a couple of the unders that you mentioned earlier tonight.
We've got a real under brewing here, although you never know with extra innings, but people expected a pitcher's duel tonight with Webb and Green, and that's what we've got. It's scoreless right now in this baseball game. Top of the 8th inning. There are runners on first and second for Cincinnati with 1 out. The in-game total is 2.5. But there was one over that I did play tonight, Kurtz. I'm just going to ride the number. I mean, it is. They keep on posting these low numbers in Sacramento. Yep. The A's have played 3 technical home games in Sacramento this year, and all 3 went over the number. Tonight they posted at 8.5 again. I guess they figured because of the pitching tonight, George. But San Diego scored 3 early ones. It's 4-3 right now. Middle of 5. I've got the over, and the in-game total is 11.5 here. What'd you do with this game?
Same thing. This is a blind. Sacramento's a blind over. Whenever they're playing at home, it's a blind over. You said it. Every game's gone over. I don't care who's pitching here. If Green and Webb would have been pitching in this game, I still would have gone over. They haven't adjusted yet. I mean, I'm waiting. If they're getting all these overs now, I mean, what's the score's going to be like in June, July, August? We're going to get 13, 11 games here, a lot of this stuff here. And listen, I'm going to reap the benefit of it now. I'm going to keep hitting the over on this until they adjust. They will adjust. I was a little surprised it wasn't higher tonight, just like you said. I read it the same way. I guess the pitching matchup, which was good, but not great. But still, it's a blind over. And I'll be on the over tomorrow. I don't even know what it is. I can look, but I don't even know what it is, but I'll be on the over tomorrow too.
One thing, I like the Athletics this year. I thought they were going to be improved. But we can just talk about the stadium. It can't just be the stadium, Kurtz. Their pitching staff has been getting lit up a lot.
It's improved, as you said, but we're not talking aces here. Yeah, Severino had a great year for the Mets last year, but, Citi Field is a pitcher's ballpark there. Springs, okay, he was good for Tropicana, but that's a major pitcher's ballpark. So I don't know if they have improved pitching. I think it's great pitching.
So we got a 4-3 baseball game. We'll keep our eye on this. We'll get you up to date with the NHL. More with Kurtz on the other side. Let's roll.
Sometimes the winning edge just comes down to attitude. Like telling the cop to wait a minute because listening to us is way more important. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network. The SportsGrid Radio Network presents This Date in Sports History.
1958, the Dodgers construct a 42-foot screen in left field at the LA Coliseum to cut down on home runs since it was only 250 feet down the line. The team moved to Chavez Ravine when Dodger Stadium opened in 1962.
This has got to be a home run! Unbelievable!
The Dodgers have won 6 world championships since moving to LA. For SportsGrid Radio, I'm Mike DeMurgis.
Know someone with a drinking or drug problem? Learn how to get sober after we share these stories.
I was 35 with 2 beautiful children when my life and addiction started to spiral out of control. After my divorce, I went into a depression cycle and started drinking more often and using prescription drugs. After my second DWI and arrest, my ex-husband threatened to take our children away from me.
I was 17 when I became addicted to heroin and meth. I thought I could quit on my own, but I couldn't. It hit me when I was arrested.
Get sober now. Your private insurance may cover costs and we'll get you here. It's simple. Just call Elite Rehab Placement right now. Please don't wait. Your life matters to us.
800-959-6348. 800-959-6348. 800-959-6348. Call right now before it's too late. That's 800-959-6348.
The early line.
That game by Houston was not won on Saturday night. It was won in September, in the preseason, with the practices, with the constant chaos that Kelvin Sampson does. It was won in playing close games after close games. Duke, when the moment got big, Ben, they didn't know what to do on either side of the ball.
It's the early line with Ben Stevens and Donnie Rightside. Weekdays, 8 a.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific on the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Don't think of us as just a place for sports talk. Think of us like your favorite plate of cheese fries. A culinary masterpiece, steaming with gooey, cheesy goodness, packed with delicious nuggets of sports wagering wisdom in every bite. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Sportsrage Game Day, National Championship Edition. The Florida Gators win the National Championship. 65-63 final score. Houston were 33-0 when they held their opponents to 70 or less. Not tonight. 65-63. One wasted possession after another for the Houston Cougars down the stretch of this basketball game. Like the final 2 minutes were a disaster, and a last shot, they didn't get a last shot off. They had 19 seconds, too. That's just inexcusable. Like, people are going to be talking about this collapse for a long time. But I've said this for years. It's never pretty at the end. Look how Irvine lost the other night, the NIT championship. The kid was wide open under the basket, and he missed. Right? He would have won the championship. He missed. And tonight, Houston, like I said, Cryer sort of started to force things late. And there was one turnover after another. It was a disastrous last possession for them. You got to give credit to the Florida Gators for the defense that they played, too. It's not just all one-sided. But we all saw what we saw, and the Houston Cougars just fell apart on offense in the last, 2 minutes of this basketball game, and they ended up losing by 2 points. Another heartbreak loss for the Cougar program. The Gators are national champions. SEC are national champions. 65-63. Final score, they cover as 1 point favorites. Houston were getting 1. They lose by 2. So Florida cover the number, and the game stays under the number by quite significantly, actually, at the 140, the 140 and a half, 141. So 128 is what it gets to. NHL hockey this evening. The Flames, Kurtz, they're not officially done, but they're kind of done. They're really up against it. But this team has shown a lot of heart this year. Got a scoreless game tonight. San Jose scored with 20 seconds left in the first period. We're at the intermission now. 1-0. Now the Flames are plus 105. The total is 5.5. What do you think about this game?
Pre-game, I was on the under with most Flame games, how I approach that. They are not really a big goal-scoring team, and they do generally keep the puck out of the net. Dustin Wolf's had a fantastic season for them this season, right? So does Darth Vader. They have Vladar. As you said, they are all but done. I mean, they are technically won. What are they, three games? I guess they're not done, by the way. I mean, they're 6 points behind Minnesota, but they've got 2 games in hand. I didn't realize
That's why tonight is critical. They're not over yet. You know what I mean? They got to win. Though.
And Minnesota's a dying team, right? The Wild are a dying team. They did give up a good fight the other day. Was it the Vegas, I think? Whoever they played a good game against a really good team. They got a point out of it when maybe they shouldn't have. Although they won in overtime, right? Wilson scored the goal in overtime. So that was a huge win for them. But listen, Calgary's not done. So must-win game here. You have to win. I think Minnesota's just trying to hold on for Eriksson Ek to come back from injury, Kaprizov to come back from injury, and they're hoping they can make a run here against what looks like the Winnipeg Jets in round 1.
I'm going to jump in on the Flames at plus 105. Not a bad number considering there were big favorites in this game. Total's 5.5. It's minus 185 to the under. The Seattle Kraken and the Kings are trying to stave off the Oilers as well. They're still jockeying for position, technically. Are you surprised that they're down 2-1? I did hit over 1.5 in the first period of this game. I didn't play a side in this game, but 2-1 Kraken right now. And similar situation, you're getting the Kings at minus 105.
Yeah, I got minus 113 here, but I think I'm going to go in on the Kings. Better team than the Kraken are that weird team, though, aren't they, Gabe? Every now and then, I mean, I should say every now and then, but they're not terrible. They're not good. And every now and then they have a really good game. And maybe that night here. But you said it, and I agree. I don't want to say a must win for the Kings, but it's a game you should win. You're at home. You do want to get home ice against the Edmonton Oilers here. So a small play. I'll take the Kings in game to come back here. But I have minus 113, not minus 105.
And the Edmonton Oilers, I did lose. I took over 1.5 in the first period of this game. Edmonton up 1-0 on the Ducks. They're now minus 280, George. The Ducks are plus 250, and the total is 5.5 in this one. What do you think about this game?
Man, my numbers are all out of whack here. I have minus 330 if you want to go for the Edmonton Oilers, plus 240.
Wow.
Anaheim. Yeah, you want to hear something crazy? In the Seattle Kraken Kings game here, I just noticed this. They've got 3 goals scored. The over 7.5. The under is minus 174. Why isn't that 6.5? That's just strange to me. I think I'm going to, I don't know if I want to lay minus 174, but that seems out of whack too here, where I don't know if they're going to score 5 more goals to get that over. I really want to take that under there in that contest here. Give me the Oilers. The only way you're going to play them, I guess you'll take them on the goal line, minus 113. That's where I would go.
Yeah, you know what? 7.5 is high. I see a minus 180 to the under. Still, I sort of, like you said, the Kraken could play in some of these weird higher scoring games. I could see the Kings. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 3-2 after, 10 minutes in the second period here. Then suddenly we're at 5 already. More with Kurtz on the other side. Let's roll the Monday Night Meltdown Game Day edition.
You're listening to the Cozy Vermont Vacation Timeshare of the the home of the winning edge. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Do you use the expensive blue or yellow pills to charge your sex life? Are you thinking about it? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pills deliver the exact same results for less than $3. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. And right now, radio callers will get 44 blue or yellow pills for $120 with free discreet shipping. You can save more than $700 off pharmacy prices. Charge your sex life now and save a ton of money. Call now and get your 44 pills and save over $700 and qualify for free shipping. Stop overpaying and call right now.
Paid for by Steelman Pills. 800-823-3851. 800-823-3851. 800-823-3851. That's 800-823-3851.
The Technology Minute with George Capalbo.
New Roar University research finds unremarkably when you burn your hand on the stove, it really hurts. However, if your hand is hidden so you can't see it while it's getting burned, while you're staring at a lifelike rubber hand, it doesn't hurt much.
Huh?
Kids, don't try this at home, but this confusing rubber hand illusion has uncovered a complicated relationship between the human mind and pain. Maybe leading to effective new therapies for chronic discomfort. However, no information yet on the effects on the nervous system from wearing a rubber nose. Follow me at Capalbo on X and stay tuned to the Technology Minute for more cool stuff like this.
Luck is a word losers use. If you think winning is only a matter of chance, you must be new here. We give you sports gaming strategies and information that changes outcomes others flip a coin over. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
All right, let's roll. The Monday Night Meltdown continues. Still trying to comprehend what just happened with that college basketball game tonight. Tonight was a good example, though, of, a game doesn't have to be high scoring to be entertaining, because that was an entertaining game, right? It was low scoring, but it was so competitive, and it was basically close all night with the exception of the Cougars with their brief 12-point lead. And, the Cougars were up most of the night. And in the last couple of minutes, just too many empty possessions, man. Turning the ball over. They didn't get shots off, like numerous times. It started when Cryer stepped out of bounds. He stepped out of bounds. Well, it was like 2.5 minutes left or whatnot. And it looked like he was going to score, too. And he stepped out of bounds on his own. There was another possession where Cryer went down under the paint and he spun around and he passed it to nobody. He just sort of turned it over and he threw it to a Gator. That was bad late. The other dude kicked the ball out of bounds late. And then they didn't get the 3-point shot off to end the basketball game. That's bad. You didn't even get the freaking shot off. And you're only down 2 as well. Like, even if you missed, you could have played the foul game and, like, stuff still could have happened. It was just that nightmare ending for the Houston Cougars. Like, their players are going to be devastated. Sampson's going to be devastated. That was as tough of a loss as you can get. And tough for me, too. We get beat on the so whoever won the Sportsrage bracket, congratulations. That was freaking close, but you're $2,000 richer. Major League Baseball. Orioles still up 5-1 on the D-backs. Mariners still up 2-1 right now, Kurtz. That totals down to 4.5. Reds have put 2 on the board in San Francisco. And we still got a 4-3 game, bottom of the 6 right now. I'd like to see a couple of more runs put on the board in Sacramento right now.
Yeah, I think see pretty much Seattle stay where they are, although they have run on Houston has a run on second base now, 1 out with Altuve up, and we want to see more runs in Sacramento. So yeah, I'm right with you there. Other than that, everything else seems to be status quo. Giants aren't doing anything. They have 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th.
So the Yankees play an afternoon game again tomorrow. Carrasco on the hill against Skubal. The Tigers are minus 170 favorites. Not often you see the Yankees in this plus territory, plus 145. Over under 7.5. What do you think about the Yankees and Tigers game in the afternoon?
I think this is a Tigers win. All right, it's against Tariq Skubal. Carrasco is not very good. The bullpen is in a lot of trouble with the Yankees. It's been used a lot as the starters can't go deep into games. I mean, most importantly, the Yankees aren't playing well right now. They're not hitting. It's going to. The reason why the game's at 1 o'clock tomorrow and Wednesday, for that matter, is that it is cold in Detroit. It snowed during the game today, right? We saw a little snowball there. Tomorrow, I don't think there's any snow, but it's going to be cold again here. I think the Yankees might get wrecked tomorrow, actually. So I think you're very safe dealing with Detroit. I'm surprised. I actually have a little bit of a better number than you, being in New York. Once you guys, I guess Yankee fans believe the Yankees can beat Skubal with Carrasco tomorrow. Minus 166. I am all over Detroit, and I actually wonder if I can get even a better number if I wait a little bit longer here. But you have to like the Tigers tomorrow. They've won 4 straight.
What do you think of the Los Angeles Dodgers tomorrow against Washington? Now, the Dodgers have lost 3 of their last 4 baseball games, 9-3. The sky is falling, Kurtz, for the Dodgers. Washington scored late tonight. Nice win for them, 6-4. The Dodgers usually don't do great on the East Coast, actually. It's one of those, they go 500 on the East Coast and they get back home after and they start rolling again. But it does feel like a bounce-back spot, but it seems like a strange pitching matchup tomorrow for this game.
Yeah, to put it nicely, right? First of all, Washington, I think I got to be determined here, so I guess they haven't announced who they're starting it. And I guess there's a Snell spot in the rotation. I guess that's what's going on here, so they got to throw in, an unknown. I mean, don't we have to like the over? I know everything I said about playing in Washington, it's cold, blah, blah, blah. It will be, but it's only 8.5. Once again, you got I don't care who's outside of Gore. I'm not really worried about anybody else in the Washington pitching staff. I do think the Dodgers are going to play better. All right. And I think Nationals can score some runs, right? If they get 3, I only need 6 from the Dodgers. I like the over as my favorite play in this game.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think the Dodgers offense really hasn't broken out yet either, right? Even though they were winning baseball games. Ohtani did go deep today. Toronto Blue Jays, big win tonight in Boston, coming on the heels of the announcement that Vlad Guerrero has agreed to terms. What do you think of the deal and the Blue Jay situation, Kurtz, with the $500 million, 14 years?
I mean, I'm probably not doing it. I mean, I think Vlad's a good player. I don't think he's a great player. I know he's in he's in better shape, probably the best shape of his career this year. Now he got paid. Is he going to go back to ballooning up? I don't trust that. I never liked that. So I don't think I understand why Toronto paid him, because they lost out on so many players, right? You lost out on Ohtani, you lost out on Soto. You can't let Vlad go. And I understand that, right? But I don't think I would have chosen this to be that guy. I don't think I would have done that. I think if I'm Toronto, and I understand you can't put all your eggs in one basket, But I want to be in the Kyle Tucker sweepstakes next year. All right, that's where I want to be. I want to make sure I can pay. I mean, if Guerrero's getting 600, I mean, Tucker's a better player than Soto. All right, I mean, how much money is he going to get next year? $650? But that's where I would have put all my money if I was the Blue Jays. But I understand you keep losing out on players. You already got somebody here. He wants to stay for $500, which might be a discount compared to what the open market might be. I understand why they did it.
You know, though, as you stated, they've missed out in the past on players. They already have a guy. He's super popular, Kurtz. He is the most popular pair. Like a lot of, you know what I mean, player. Like a lot of times, like the player could be really, really good, but people don't like him or he's a jerk or what, you know what I mean? People love like Vlad. They do like him. He's the face of the franchise by far. The Blue Jays have the money, and I think, I don't disagree, Kurtz, as far as the funds. They could have done this last year, right? They could have really gotten ahead of this and paid him the $440 he wanted before, right?
You know, City
I think
Field,
they offered $360
did you see the
or something.
The weekend game? Did you see the fans? Every time Guerrero came up, they were cheering. They really wanted Guerrero. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, but how do you feel if you're P. Alonso? Don't I play first base? Don't you guys love me? Aren't I having a good start to the season? I'm just as good a player. I'm a couple of years older, but I'm just as good a player. I just found that weird. You know, that they wanted Guerrero so much, even though same player.
I thought it was strange too, actually. Like it's sort of, you know, it's like, especially like the first week of the season, Kurtz. I mean, 2 weeks or whatever. The season just started. You know what I mean? Like I don't know why you just think, oh, because you have money. Other teams have money too. I don't know why you like the Mets.
Met fans.
It's like the guy.
Fans. They're going to want everybody. Everybody. Yeah. Well, 17.
And they always thought, oh, Guerrero. Yeah, but it's like the Yankee fan that went to the Pittsburgh game wearing the Yankee jersey, Paul Skeens jersey.
That was funny. It was funny.
It is, but I'm thinking, all right, if he leaves, what makes you think he's signing with the Yankees? You know what I mean?
It's very true. It's not like Steinbrenner, Hal goes out and signs all the top free agents. He does not do that. All right, so I guess you want to play the math. He'll be free agent in 4 years, I think, maybe 5. So I guess the Stanton contract will be at least off the books here, so you might have some more wiggle room there. If I'm the Yankees, I wonder where Alcantara's going. All right, I think he's going to be traded at some point this year, probably by the deadline. I don't think the Yankees have the prospects to get him, but I think he's that player who could turn a race. You know, and I keep looking at the Red Sox. I know they just got Crochet, they just signed him, but if they really want to do some damage here, if they will give up one of those top prospects and then some for Alcantara, I mean, woof. The Red Sox will be the team to beat in the American League.
No, it's early for this stuff, but I did see the Dodgers were potentially interested in him as well.
Oh, my God, give it up.
I'm just stating.
Baseball cuts down. Baseball just if they trade for Alcantara, and by the way, they would have the prospects to do it. But if they trade for Alcantara, I mean, baseball's going to be up in arms about this. It'd be hilarious, by the way.
I'm just stating. I just threw it out there that I saw that they did. I saw their name, whatever, like that they liked them and blah blah. So listen, I got the Blue Jays, win total season over. So if they play 500 baseball, we're going to win our bet, Kurtz. They're getting good pitching, this team so far this year. Now they got Lucas on the hill here tonight. Barrios looked good tonight. You got Lucas on the hill tomorrow, and they're pretty big dogs because Garrett Crochet is on the hill, though. Minus 190. Blue Jays are plus 160. What do you think, Kurtz?
Probably take the under. I'll take the under there of 8. Other than that, I'm not touching it.
All right, George. Good stuff. We'll catch up with you later in the week.
You good? Everybody have a great week.
Being a SportsGrid listener doesn't make life perfect, but it'll do till perfect comes along. We're the home of the winning edge. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network. The new SportsGrid app is now available on iOS and the App Store. Experience the ultimate sports betting companion that provides personalized content from your favorite hosts, in-depth matchup previews, game and prop picks, live odds, stats, scores, and more, all in one place. And of course, on the SportsGrid app, you can tune into our live television and radio coverage anytime, on the go, wherever you are. Download the SportsGrid app on the iOS App Store now. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Imagine combining the exciting investment opportunity of cryptocurrencies with the power of artificial intelligence to maximize your IRA, 401k, or other investment funds. Listen, if you're looking for ways to accelerate your retirement growth, Block Trust IRA has market-leading strategies and solutions for all levels of investors, from $1,000 to millions. And they partner with Bitcoin Magazine's #1 crypto trading fund in the world to maximize your returns. Plus, their team of IRA specialists is here to help you roll over your IRA or qualified retirement account to the new world of cryptocurrency investments. So make this free call right now to set up your account and learn more.
800-434-5313. 800-434-5313. 800-434-5313. That's 800-434-5313.
The SportsGrid Radio Network presents This Date in Sports History.
1958, the Dodgers construct a 42-foot screen in left field at the LA Coliseum to cut down on home runs since it was only 250 feet down the line. The team moved to Chavez Ravine when Dodger Stadium opened in 1962.
This has got to be a home run! Unbelievable!
The Dodgers have won 6 world championships since moving to LA. For SportsGrid Radio, I'm Mike DeMurgis.
It's not hard to understand. There's a difference between luck and strategy. Luck is getting the last piece of pizza. Strategy is hiding it beforehand in a warm oven. Trust us, strategy's better. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Monday Night Meltdown, SportsRage Game Day, and Gabriel Morency, Sirius XM Channel 159. SportsGrid on demand on YouTube. Shout out to everyone joining us on YouTube this evening. I see we got Anthony Thomas, Gorky in the house, Unique. A lot of the regulars, whenever YouTube gets opened up, IUD, rolling it with us. Johnny in the house, Patrick. So shout out to everyone in the chat. This evening, thanks to George Kurtz for joining us. So Cam is back. We got the second period. Actually, second period is flying. There's 11 minutes left already only. Quick 9 minutes of play here. Not a lot of whistles in the second period of this Calgary Flame and San Jose Shark game. And really looking at the standings, Cam, we were going over this with Kurtz. They can cut the lead to 4 points with a win tonight, the Flames. This actually is a big game. Like it's hard to catch teams in hockey, as we know, because you get a point for the overtime stuff, but they're still in this thing. Like, you know, they need Minnesota to collapse over the weekend, but it's possible. But they're down 1-0 right now. The Sharks are giving them all they can handle. I took the Flames at the intermission at plus 105. The Flames are now plus 130.
Yeah, I'd look at the Flames at plus 130. Actually, Gabe, I did one smart thing tonight. Hedging on Florida wasn't one of them, but I took Anaheim when they were down to Edmonton, and they've scored 2 goals, so they're minus 235 now, and they were huge dogs in that game. I'm not sure what to do with the Kraken and Kings game right now. Seattle laying 136. Maybe it's upset night. I was thinking about something, Morency. In our history of working together and stuff, we've been to a Florida Gator championship game. They won in football. We did the game tonight. They won. I think in championship games that we've attended or done shows on, they're 3-0.
Yeah, stop betting against them. That's the moral of the story, too.
That's what I was thinking during the break. I'm like, remember we were cheering for Sam Bradford.
Another Florida championship ends in disappointment.
yes.
The Florida championship somehow.
I'm like,
it's a disappointment.
Bet against this team. I think we bet against them every time and we lose every time. But
I actually
anyway.
did have Florida. I did have Florida against Oklahoma in that game, but I had the over so much that the game was still a disappointment. But I did have, that's what sort of saved it a bit.
That's what it was.
We did have the Gators minus the points. So yeah, you know what? I took the Kings, Cam, as well. But they were both down at the period. And I tell you, I got the Kings at minus plus 100 or whatever and plus 105 for the Flames. So if we hit one of them, we sort of break even. But
I like that.
It could be upset night tonight. We'll see. But so far, all 3 underdogs are winning. The Ducks are winning outright, the Kraken are winning outright, and the San Jose Sharks are winning outright. They were all big underdogs, too.
They were, Gabe. Every underdog, great call by you. They're all winning. The thing I like about Anaheim is they're just one of those teams that were very disappointing against your Canucks, and now they're at home in a bounce-back spot, and I like to take teams like that. end of the season. The Oilers are basically thinking about the big picture in the playoffs right now. Calgary, that one's a little bit shocking because I know SJ Sharkey can be a beast at home. Like, they can, not a beast, but they can like show up and give you trouble. Like, remember, they play a lot of really close 1-goal games, but I agree. If you take both of the dogs, I got to believe either the Kings or Flames, one of those dogs will come in and win.
We got problems in Seattle right now, although the total is sort of whatever. It's sort of right there, but it's 3-2 suddenly right now. It was 2-1. We got a 3-2 game. The Houston Astros have taken a 3-2 lead on the Seattle Mariners. The Mariners just waste these great pitching performances on a daily basis. It's unbelievable that the owner doesn't seem to do anything about it. The Cincinnati Reds nursing a 2-0 lead right now. We're in the bottom of the ninth inning. They're close to winning this game, actually. So it's 2-0. There's 2 out, but San Francisco do have a runner on first. And we're up to 8 runs right now in Sacramento. San Diego are up 5-3 on the Athletics. So depending on what your number is here in this game, we're getting close. Another run would be nice for everybody to get it up to 9. In-game total is currently 10.5 right now, 5-3. We were looking at tomorrow's numbers. Kurtz is the Yankee fan, and he said take the Detroit Tigers in the morning on the Pacific in the Pacific time zone on the West Coast. But we got a 1:00 start time tomorrow for the Yankees and the Tigers on the East Coast. Schoolbull is a -170 favorite. The Yankees +145. A lot of big dogs tomorrow. White Sox are +165 underdogs in Cleveland. The Tribe are -200, or the Guardians. The Pirates, Skeens on the hill tomorrow, actually, against the St. Louis Cardinals. And Pirates put some runs up today, Cam. Maybe it'll be contagious and they'll actually score for him. They usually don't score for him when he pitches. The total is 6.5, but it's kind of a light price. You got Sonny Gray against Skeens tomorrow. The Pirates are -135.
Yeah, it's interesting. I kind of lean Pittsburgh in that spot. And as for Kurtz, I know you call him Captain Chalk. Skubal, it looks like an inflated price, but he's going up against Carlos Carrasco. I kind of lean Tigers there, but I don't like that juice, Gabe. I might have to find a dance partner for them. Your Dodgers, what do you got pitching tomorrow? Wroblewski versus to be determined for the Nationals. The Dodgers laying 170.
Yeah, I don't know, though. There's also some Snells out there as well. So I don't get it. Yeah, like some books don't have it up. Some, like you're right, the Bet365 has changed the pitchers like 3 times in the last 10 minutes. Me and Kurtz were just talking about it. I don't think we know who's pitching for Washington yet. And as you stated, like, and I'm not sure it's Snell tomorrow either, to be honest. So that's a weird one. The Dodgers have lost 3 of 4. The Red Sox, they're big favorites tomorrow, but you got Crochet on the hill. The Blue Jays are a little bit tempting at +160, but it is a tough spot for them.
It is.
They're not going to win every game in Boston. They play Boston well, though, in Fenway.
Great call, Gabe. I love them tonight, and I bet them tonight. That was smart, but Garrett Crochet against that lineup, it could be problems. Let's remember one thing about Lucas, too. He's not a real starter. He's probably like a 4 or 5 inning guy. He started and gave up only 1 hit in his last start, which was fantastic. But now you're asking this kid to go into Fenway. Not really a fan of the price with Boston, but I'd be shocked if the Jays won tomorrow.
Yeah, and same with as far as the Dodgers are concerned. It won't be Blake Snell. I think it is Wroblewski. But like I said, multiple books have different numbers up. Some don't have it up. Guy? It's one of these games off the board.
The great Wroblewski? Like, who is this guy? Where is he?
He can eat some innings up. He can eat a few innings up. But for the record, like Bet365 had Wroblewski up, and now they have Blake Snell up. But it's not Blake Snell. So that's what I'm saying. Like, the books are all over the place. And now they got Irvin up for Washington, for the record.
This is sports gaming information you can use. Expert analysis on odds, insights, and strategies you can literally take to the bank. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Know someone with a drinking or drug problem? Learn how to get sober after we share these stories.
I was 35 with 2 beautiful children when my life and addiction started to spiral out of control. After my divorce, I went into a depression cycle and started drinking more often and using prescription drugs. After my second DWI and arrest, my ex-husband threatened to take our children away from me.
I was 17 when I became addicted to heroin and meth. I thought I could quit on my own, but I couldn't. It hit me when I was arrested.
Get sober now. Your private insurance may cover costs and we'll get you here. It's simple. Just call Elite Rehab Placement right now. Please don't wait. Your life matters to us.
800-959-6348. 800-959-6348. 800-959-6348. Call right now before it's too late. That's 800-959-6348.
The Technology Minute with George Capalbo.
New University of Ottawa research says if you're a member of the Polar Bear Club and like to take a dip in the ocean during sub-zero weather, you might actually be extending your life. This study finds acclimating your body to repeated exposure to immersion in cold water for an hour over 7 days supercharges cellular resistance, the body's natural mechanisms cleaning out damaged tissue. If you want to try this for yourself and you're not quite ready to jump into the Arctic Ocean, maybe just try a cold shower. Follow me at Capalbo on X and stay tuned to The Technology Minute for more cool stuff like this.
It's more than just odds. It's more than just matchups and lineups.
It's everything.
All of it blending together to give you the complete picture. And you'll only get it right here on the home of the winning edge. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
And a shout out to our boy Matthias for winning the SportsGrid bracket. Tied with Ben Stevens, except Matthias had more wins overall, so he wins the tiebreakers and takes the money home. Congratulations to you, Matthias. I'm very disappointed. I'm just going to go to bed and cry after that I would have won $2,000 in our pool if Houston would have won. Really looked like they were going to win. What I'm upset about is, like, it wasn't really in my nature. I thought they were going to win, too. And it was like they were up by 12. I really could have taken Florida, Cam, at like +2 something or whatever. I really would have softened the blow a little bit. That's what I should have did, but shoulda, coulda, woulda, didn't. It is what it is.
What it is, you're not a hedger, but that would have been one thing because you're getting such a big number there. Not even like money line, but just try to blow a bit. It's like a pizza. Just grab a couple slices of the pie. You know what I mean? That would have been nice. But hey, man, me and you were different cats. Like, you know, we sometimes we go for it. And I got to be honest with you, the Houston Cougars are going to be on my band list pretty soon for a lot of things. This school hasn't done me any favors. Let's put it that way.
I can't believe they couldn't even get the shot off to end the game. Like, that's just like, get the shot
on a double dribble. And why don't you penetrate? Like, Florida was playing like a press D. Like, just get up there and get it. Like, don't worry about it. Just get, like, even like they were all talking about it. It's like, I know you're looking for a 3
and
to
even
win,
after when he double dribbled and he didn't touch the ball, he would have been better off just touching the ball and stopping the clock. Now, they would have been screwed because there would have been 2 more free throws and they might have been down by 4, but maybe they would have missed one of them and then you're down by 3 and you got another crack at it. But it was the worst case scenario. He just stood there and watched the ball bounce. He didn't know what to do. And the game was over. But you got 19 seconds left. You know, listen, they got credit earlier in the tournament for a great play coming out of a timeout, but it was a bad possession, Cam. Like, Cryer got pinned at the top there. Like, I said it live. I'm like, guys, you're in nowhere's land. Yeah. Like, Florida did a great job keeping him so far. It was going to be a bad shot attempt, even if he got it off after. You know, they just fell apart. And, you know, listen, Florida played defense, too. It's not just all one-sided. We give them credit. Right. But Houston, to quote the late, great Dennis Green, Houston, you let him off the hook. You did. Dude, you were leading like 89% of the freaking game tonight. 93% of the game.
by a lot. Gabe,
and you kind of choked late, too.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Like I said. Like you stepped out of bounds. You turned the ball over. You kicked the ball out of bounds. You didn't get the 3-point shot off. Like, you melted down in the last 2 minutes.
Correct. You see Sampson? He looked like he aged like at the end of the game. I looked at him and I felt so bad. Like, that guy's going to go to bed tonight and just like, what a nightmare. He could have got his first
he seemed in shock.
championship. Yeah, he lost. Yeah, he was in shock. Good. That was the word.
They didn't get the shot off, and just the way things played out was rough for them. All right, so we officially have an over here for everybody in Sacramento. It's now 4-0 to the over on the season, and they keep on making it 8.5, etc. I think they might add 9.5 once, but they haven't been extreme because the weather. It's not even like hot there or anything yet. We had a supposedly good pitching matchup tonight, but I said earlier, man, I think San Diego could score 6 or 7 runs on their own. They've scored 5, and the Athletics are up to 4 right now. We're in the top of the 8th inning right now, so that game has gone over. We're at 9. Meanwhile, we're in the bottom of the 8th inning right now in Seattle. They've got runners on second and third with 2 out. So this game is on the line here right now. They got second and third with 2 out, but there's 2 out.
Well, you know what it is, Gabe? This is the problem with the Mariners, too. They have the first 2 guys on. Even if you get them over, like, with 1 out, like, what team leaves more stranded runners than the Seattle Mariners? Like, they do it all the time. Like, it's just like, it's frustrating, man. It's tough.
They're plus 235. They're only down a run. You got second and third right now.
Mariano.
All right, they're plus 235 if you think they can tie this game or break through. And the Athletics are plus 310 down a run right now. And shout out to our boy Guns. Great pick. He said he liked the Orioles tonight. Orioles are rolling 5-1 over the D-backs. The Calgary Flames have had a couple of scoring opportunities here in the second period. The San Jose Sharks just had a free a power play. Calgary were the ones nearly scored shorthanded. But now Calgary just took another penalty. So it's the late penalty coming up here. Calgary is one of these games, Cam. San Jose are playing spoiler. Like the Flames lose this, they're done. Like they need the 2 points, and you can tell they're tightening up here right now. Like there's another penalty coming for them. And the Kraken still leading the LA Kings 2-1 right now, which surprised me. The Kings are still losing to the Kraken.
The
underdog's still winning tonight.
We talked about it, Gabe, at the show. Like the Kraken, they played. It's like one of these things. It's like Buffalo at the end of the year. Like they beat Vancouver 5-0. They've been very good recently in their last few games. The Kings are like thinking about the future in the postseason. Not going to say Seattle's going to win. I'm not laying. It's 170 they are now. That's nuts. Calgary's plus 180 now. That's very interesting. But I'm shocked. The fact that they have no goals against the Sharks with 4 minutes left in the second period and in the penalty box again. But I'm on Mateus's Ducks against the Oilers. That's my spoiler. I bet them when they were down 1-2. So I'm on. He seems to be hot tonight, so I want to ride with him.
All right. So shout out to all of our guests for joining us this evening. Congratulations, Mateus, for hitting the pool. Congratulations to, I think it's Matt Bailey that won our pool this evening. We'll see you on the Twisted Tuesday, and we'll start to get into the Masters tomorrow. Masters week. Big week this week. Jim Nantz is going to have to get over the disappointment tonight, but don't worry. He's rich. He's going to fly in his private plane. He'll be fine. Other than that, you're on your own. Later.